Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Freeman Motorsports for the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. Thanks to everybody tuning in, guys. I can't wait for what this season holds, but welcome into the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum, the third annual running, possibly the last. But if you guys did not know, now I'm informing you, the race that was scheduled for tomorrow has been bumped to tonight. So they're going to be running practice, which will set the qualifying or the qualifying spots. So there's going to be no heat racing, no last chance qualifier, which kind of sucks, but just what they have to do with the time window they're now given to try and get this race in. This is all because of the monsoon level rains that are going to be coming to the LA area in the coming days. So if it wasn't tonight, it was potentially going to be on Wednesday when they were going to be getting this race in. So if you are in the LA area, they have opened it up to free admission to the grandstand, so you could just walk on in now if you want to. So I'm interested to see what the crowd looks like tonight, if that word gets out, if people decide to be like, hey, do you want to just go to this race for free? Or if it's probably going to be smaller because all of a sudden this is very last chance happenings. We'll see what happens. Anyways, thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe, and welcome into Free Motorsports. If we get up to 3,500 subscribers tonight, that would be crazy. We are only 22 away. We're at 3,478 right now. You can see that in the bottom kind of left-hand corner of your screen. Got 13 of y'all tuning in here at the start of this one. I appreciate it. Yeah, so we're going to be bringing you all of the action here tonight. Thanks to everyone watching. And currently, I think at like a break point in the practice, if you guys don't recall, they send the practices out in 3 groups here at the LA Coliseum just because the track is so small. Usually that's 3 groups of 12. But yeah, the practice times, I believe, are going to set the qualifying or the starting order. I'm not sure if they do single car qualifying. I'll inform you. This has all kind of become very last minute as they're just trying to deal with the weather. And this is so weird. Kevin Harvick in the press box right now on the broadcast. It is just weird to see Harvick in the press box for a Cup Series race. Now, we've kind of become somewhat accustomed to him as being in the box in the Xfinity Series, but now in the Cup Series, wow, that is interesting. But yeah, man, there's just nobody there. Also, you got the new Ford Dark Horse debuting, as well as the new Camry body style. Definitely pretty interesting. They look a lot more sleek, if that makes sense. Whereas the Chevy Camaro kind of points at the front. The Dark Horse and the new Toyota Camry body style definitely have a bit more of a curve on the front. Also, a lot of new drivers in new places making their first kind of, quote, starts here tonight. You got Zane Smith in the 71. Justin Haley in the 15 tonight. Kaz Grala in the 51. Josh Williams in the 16, his first Cup Series start with Colleague. It sounds like he's going to have a few more of those. And right now, if we look at the practice order, Denny Hamlin's at the top of a board with a 13.279. Bell in second with a 13.29. Gibbs in third. So the Toyotas have unloaded fast. They have the top 3 positions. And Byron, Logano, Truex, Larson, Briscoe, Reddick, and Busch, your top 10. Currently at the bottom of the board, you got Cindric, Grala, Hemrick, Keselowski, and Haley. So definitely without those heat races, that definitely kind of makes it a little trickier for certain guys to, kind of push their way into the show. It's just going to come down to who has the lap time. Also, teams with new manufacturers going on display for the first time tonight. You got Legacy Motor Club now with Toyota. That's probably one of the biggest storylines to see. Does Legacy Motor Club have an ascension this season, or do they kind of stay put as about a C-tier team? Or are they going to be able to contend with a playoff spot with Eric Jones potentially? And then now Ryan Blaney, his first race as a NASCAR Cup Series champion. We'll see if he can make it into, well, he's actually guaranteed into the race tonight. But yeah, if you guys don't recall, it's the top 22 on time, and then the highest car in last year's point standings also gets a buy-in. So if Blaney doesn't qualify in on pace, he has the 23rd spot off of provisional. Yeah, Hocevar in the 77, currently 19th on the board. Looks like he's struggling. He's getting passed by Zane Smith now, who is 18th on the board. Yeah, wow, it is pretty empty there. Hopefully the stands fill in a little bit. As if you guys did not know, the main event is going to be tonight. So it is free grandstand entrance for anybody in the Los Angeles area. Bon, how you doing? I know we are so close. You'll have this on. I really appreciate it. I'll put up a poll in the chat right now. Who wins tonight? I do think this weather is a pretty ominous sign, and I know a lot of people have already kind of think that this race has run its course, but yeah, I have a feeling the LA Coliseum might be ending the end of its lifespan in the NASCAR Cup Series. I think that's what a lot of people are hoping, at least. Also, feel free to hit that subscribe or like button as well, because that kind of just tells YouTube, hey, I like what this guy's doing, and it helps other people, or it helps YouTube tell other people that this is good content. So appreciate it. Also, if my mic's a little too loud, just let me know. Still just kind of redoing a lot of the tech stuff. Haven't really done much in the off season. Yeah, so Truex, I think will be an option in the poll. I guess we'll say Larson, Hamlin, and then we'll just go with the defending champion, Ryan Blaney. Has anybody watched the NASCAR Full Speed documentary on Netflix? Let me know in the chat. What are your thoughts? I've already binged it all. Ethan, you don't like the NASCAR Demo Derby? I kind of like. I think it's okay. I don't really have any too big gripes with it in the positive or negative direction, because it's just an exhibition event. There's not really any weight to it in my eyes. It would be cool, though, to see them moving around. You know, I don't mind the stadium concept. I think it would be cool to, take the stadium concept and, go around the world, potentially, internationally, because it's something that you can do on a fairly easy level of making a circuit temporarily in an urban area for a decent budget without having to make a full-blown street course. Josh Williams currently 31st on the leaderboard in the Colleague number 16 car. Hey, up to 3,479 subscribers. I appreciate it. Just 21 subscribers away from 3,500. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's start off this 2024 season with a bang. Hamlin still at the top of the leaderboard. Bell, Gibbs, Byron, Logano at the top 5. Then Truex, Larson, Briscoe, Reddick, and Kyle Busch, your top 10. Then Chastain, Elliott, Nemechek, Blaney, Suarez, your top 15. Now he will be doing double duty tonight. Daniel Suarez will race in the NASCAR Mexico Series race, which will be after the NASCAR Cup Series race later tonight. I'll let you know if I decide to live stream that or not. We'll see what happens with that. I might have to go to bed. Anyways, then you have Noah Gragson, Eric Jones, Shane Smith, Carson Hocevar, and Todd Gilliland, your top 20 on the leaderboard. And then Austin Dillon and Bubba Wallace, as of right now, would hold on to the final position if qualifying was based off of these times. He would have the 22nd and final starting position. Then it'd be McDowell, Barry, Stenhouse, your top 25, LaJoy, Bowman, Burton, Busher, Priest, your top 30, then Williams, Haley, Keselowski, Hemrick, Cindric, Garala is at the bottom of the leaderboard. Oh, Austin Cindric has spun it in at the Coliseum. Out of turn number 2. He's going to keep it going, though, or right the ship. Interesting to see, though. There's definitely a trend. The same people, it looks like, struggling here at the Coliseum while the same ones having pace. I remember Bowman, as well as both the RFK cars, have always struggled to have pace here. Austin Cindric's another one that's struggled at the Coliseum in years past. Yeah, Cindric spins it off the corner, probably just trying to get the power down quicker, and didn't quite have rear grip yet, lost control. That's a sign that he's probably he's really looking for speed right now. He's searching high and low. He's pushing the limits. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Currently in the practice session of group number 1. Then group number 2 will practice, group number 3, and then I believe we'll roll into the qualifying procedure after that, where the top 22 times will set the starting order for tonight's race, plus the provisional spot in the 23rd position. I think a sleeper for tonight's race could be Daniel Suarez, just because he's had a lot more track time than most of these guys, racing in the NASCAR Mexico Series race, as well as the main event here tonight. A last year's winner, Martin Truex Jr., currently 6th on the practice charts, so showing consistent speed. The Toyotas all around seem to have pace right now. Hamlin, Bell, Gibbs, Truex, Reddick. 5 Toyotas inside the top 10 right now. Current cars on track are... Oh, I think that might be the end of the practice session. Yes, it is. Chastain will pull it down into the infield. So Group 2 is going to be going up onto the track after this commercial break. Thanks to everybody watching. Just to give you guys an update. So I am planning to go live for most of the Speed Week's action. I'm going to see how we're feeling about the duels. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to stream there or not. I'll probably stream qualifying like I did the last 2 years. And then when it comes to the truck race, I'll probably be streaming the truck race almost guaranteed. Same thing with ARCA and Xfinity. Now when it comes to the actual Daytona 500, not totally sure whether or not I'm going to stream that one yet. I'll obviously keep you guys posted. Just because I might try to host a watch party with some of my friends to try and get them invested in the sport. And I can't quite do that while also streaming in the normal sense that I do. Hey, thanks to the 25 people we got in here right now. Also, what are your guys' thoughts on the bumper up here we got? We got the dorm. The college dorm has been NASCAR-ified, if that's a word. We got Nick Sanchez bumper I got from the Racing Warehouse. Online, they had a deal, I believe, on Halloween. Yes, Halloween. 50% off. I was like, I got to get that. And, you know, perfect fit right over the window. And then some other things in the room. Just got this Porsche 992 partial front bumper in the dorm as well. Can't really even encapsulate it on camera. I've got more parts to it back home. And just other random things. I've got a Rick Ware Racing fender off in the distance. You can't really see that. And, well, then just my Kyle Larson flag over here. But, yeah. Oh, and then we got the Kyle Larson. I mean, look at this. All right, if you guys want to see some of my vast NASCAR collection, I'm selling some of it on eBay right now. Link in the description. I've been sold off probably about a third of my collection in the last month. And a lot more is going to be listed later tonight. And then we'll kind of see. Then probably once I go back home over February break, I'll list probably most of the remaining half. Not that I really want to get rid of it, just I kind of need the money for school and just other things right now. And as much as I like diecast, if I ever feel like I want to buy them back again, I can do that when I have a job after I graduate college. Anyways, still in a commercial break. The second practice session for Group 2 going to be coming up here soon. Right now, the Toyotas seem to have the pace. And once again, if you're just tuning in tonight, the Clash will be held, not tomorrow. Because of monsoon rains, they have decided to move the Clash to tonight and get rid of the heat races and last chance qualifier, which does kind of suck, because I would actually say the heat races and LCQs tended to have almost more action than the actual main event the last few years. But and just it's going to be how it's going to be. Trying to get to 3,500 subscribers tonight. 22 away right now. Yeah, let me know in the chat who you think's going to win. And also, if you watched the NASCAR Full Speed documentary, what were your thoughts? And if you haven't watched it yet, I would recommend going to Netflix right now and watching that 5-episode documentary. A lot of great racing action there. Man, is the new Ford body as well as the new Toyota, I mean, they look sharp. Definitely a drastic change of pace. I don't usually like to use this word because it's fairly, I feel like, a broad, but they do look somewhat almost futuristic, if that makes sense. Just very sleek. They're not really pointed at the center as the Camaro is. Yeah, some of the cars on track right now: Hamlin, Truex, Larson, Kyle Busch, John Hunter Nemechek, and others. I think a really interesting battle could be the back and forth between Nemechek and Jones this year, because Jones has really been hyped up, and I think Jones is a very solid driver, but Nemechek, he has very much held his own, really more than that in the lower series the last 2 years as he's kind of reclimbed the ranks. I think Nemechek could be a sleeper to actually take the top spot at Legacy over Eric Jones, because he doesn't really have much expectations on him. He kind of can do whatever he wants. If he does end up, not doing great, I mean, the 42 car's been terrible for the last 2 years. You had Ty Dillon and then Noah Gragson with the most abominable rookie season in recent history. Yeah, then you got, right now, Austin Dillon on the track, as well as Bubba Wallace, Corey LaJoie, and Alex Bowman. Austin Dillon, sleeper pick here. Sleeper pick, finished 3rd last year at the Clash, and he ran well the year before that. Right now, 21st on the leaderboard, but he just tends to navigate his way into top position. So, yeah, currently just practice session number 2 for group number 2. So in about 30 minutes or so, we'll get to qualifying where the top 22 times will transfer into the main event. Right now, Brad Keselowski a little slow on the track. I think he's just trying to let some guys go by so he can maybe get some clean racetrack, try and set some laps. Keselowski has historically kind of struggled at this event, and it's showing true here again tonight. Currently 33rd on the leaderboard on a 36 entries. And Chris Buescher not much higher up the leaderboard than that. So RFK just has not figured out the Clash, and honestly, probably because they don't tend to put much research and development into it. Many teams really put much research and development into trying to do well at the Clash. I personally, wouldn't put much budget into the Clash. It's pretty much just an exhibitional event, and nobody really remembers who does well at the Clash and who doesn't. Anyways, another driver that has not done well at the Clash in the past, Alex Bowman. He does not seem to have much pace here either. And a lot of these guys don't really have the the LCQs or heat races to potentially bail themselves out of not having the pace. If you weren't that fast, you could at least use your bumper and just push your way in to starting position in the Clash. Whereas now you're going to have to get in the race on pace. Man, that Casgrel number 51 Walmart car looks sharp. I hope we see that scheme 1 or 2 more times this season. And we can't really judge the RFK Rickware Racing Alliance too much tonight because RFK tends to struggle at this track. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rickware does, if they're on par with RFK, they're still going to be at the back of the pack. Not seeing a lot of time improvement right now from these drivers. My guess is partially that has to do with I don't know if they're changing tires between runs. If they're not, then that could definitely be affecting their pace. All right. Yeah, so my picks for tonight, I mean, we're going to have to wait till qualifying to see who I'm really confident in. But Mailbox Media isn't on Fox right now. It is on FS1. All the action tonight will be on FS1 for the Cup Series. Then following the main event, the NASCAR Mexico Series race, if you're interested in watching that, watching Daniel Suarez compete in his background, that will be on FS2. Potentially get bumped to FS1. We'll kind of see. I mean, all of this is kind of changing last minute. And Saturday night usually is a pretty premier TV window. Right now, though, the whole field's separated by less than or just about half a second in terms of lap time, so pretty tight, and especially at the top. Your top 8 drivers separated by just 1/10 of a second in terms of lap time. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Appreciate it if you drop a like, guys. We got 30 people in here right now. Hit that like button. Can we get this thing up to 25 likes here? Let's get this thing up to 25 likes. Appreciate y'all tuning in here tonight for the start of the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. Oh, I'm excited. I did not realize how much I missed this. I think that's kind of what everybody says every year. I watched the Rolex 24 a week ago, but that was just not enough to quench my thirst. And this is just getting me more and more excited for Daytona, where, you know, the open car battle is going to be potentially amazing this year to see who fills up those last 4 spots on the grid for the Daytona 500. You're going to have quite a few high-quality entries. You've got the Beard 62, which one of the smaller operations, but, you know, they've been doing this for years now and usually fairly competitive. You're going to have Jimmy Johnson in that 84 car, and obviously, you know, they're going to be putting a ton of resources into that. You do not want Jimmy Johnson missing the Daytona 500. Then you'll have the RFK 60, which will be in its first entry ever. Well, I guess under its new rebranded entry. But that's going to have David Reagan, who's, you know, a very formidable opponent on the super speedways. And still, there's, you know, more entries that could potentially, you know, be released in the coming weeks. A little bit of lockup there for the 6, Keselowski. Hey, this is one thing I'm interested in. Are we still going to have a halftime show here tonight? Because, hey, no halftime show, we could just keep rolling? That's fine with me, man. That's fine with me. So that ends up round 2 for Group 2. And so now we just have Group number 3 to go for their second practice session. I'm going to see if I can check Twitter to find the actual format here. I don't remember if the groups get 3 8-minute sessions or just 2. NASCAR Clash. Okay, I'm looking around. Oh, wait. Is this it? Oh, it'll be the fastest 22 speeds in final practice. So we're not even going to have single car qualifying. Okay. So that's definitely a change of events. I don't think that would include these practice set times now. So I'm thinking, so it's going to reset after this next group. So the third group's going to have one more, you know, run of qualifying, 8-minute or practice. So that'll be another 8 minutes of track time. Then after that, we'll have a few more practice sessions for the top 22 times. Will get you into the event. Mailbox Media, you like day of qualifying? I have mixed feelings on that. I more so I like the longer weekend. I guess you could have qualifying the day of, as long as you got practice and other things, you know, the days before the main event. You know, I obviously, or me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the shortened NASCAR weekend that's come to be kind of since COVID. I'd love to see us go back to, you know, 2-3 hours of practice per each series on a weekend basis. Just gives you more content, more, you know, track time, especially if you're a fan in person, just more to see, more to experience. Obviously, you know, there's the budget. You know, you're just putting more engine time on these cars. You know, more likely to make an error, more likely to burn through parts. You just got boots on the ground longer. Makes it harder for teams, but I do appreciate the longer weekend. Just gives you more of a grassroots vibe, especially with the quarter mile. Yeah, I mean, I definitely can see that. I think if you had a day of qualifying, or well, wait, don't they? Yeah, they do have day of qualifying for the All-Star race. Yeah, I'm stupid. They have the Open. I think that's like the perfect embodiment of kind of what you're describing as well. Hey, thanks to everybody watching right now. We got about 30 people in here. Appreciate it. Let's get this thing up to 25 likes. Also, guys, we're trying to get to 3,500 subscribers tonight. New record for the channel. 22 subscribers away. Trying to kick off this 2024 NASCAR season with a bang. All right. Yeah, it's weird having Kevin Harvick in the booth. They keep highlighting him. They've got this Harvick documentary that's going to be out on FS1, and I believe in 2 Wednesdays or something. Well, thank you. My sleeper pick for tonight. Okay, let's do some thinking here. My sleeper pick. looking at the leaderboard right now. Oh, I already kind of mentioned this. And this isn't a massive sleeper, but I'm going to go Daniel Suarez as my sleeper pick. He's got a lot of extra track time this weekend, as he's also racing in the NASCAR Mexico Series. You know, a lot of of his fans, this is more of a part of the country where he has a bigger following. So I think he'll definitely want to put on a show tonight. So I think Daniel Suarez could be a contender come the main event later tonight. Thanks to everybody watching. Interesting. A few teams going out on stickers in this second practice session. That means they're going to have to run scuffs in their actual qualifying session. So, not quite sure how much tire fall off we're seeing yet. We'll probably find out soon when we get to those actual qualifying sessions. But, man, also, this Christopher Bell scheme, this new Mobile 1 scheme, the thing is looking sharp, I got to say. Dang. Also, we get a new subscriber. I think I missed it. BBQ Bluesman. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. 21 subscribers away now from 3,500. Appreciate everybody in here. We got 32 listening at the moment. I know. Why would they do that even if there's not a lot of tire fall off? Okay. Well, here's one of them. Harrison Burton. It sounds like he decided just to go out to get a lap on him, or 2 laps on him, just to essentially, quote, warm him up a little bit. Get him into their perfect zone. We'll see if that's an advantage. I don't really know if it is. I probably would have just saved him. Also, maybe if you're a team that really felt like you missed it in the first practice session, and you just felt like you needed to start from square zero and just hope you could figure it out for qualifying, potentially that's where some of these guys are coming from. But we'll see. Yeah, Hamlin still at the top of the practice board, set the fastest lap in his first round of practice. It's kind of confusing because practice is kind of qualifying tonight. Anyways, so he's kind of been at the top leaderboard this whole time with his teammates Bell and Gibbs. Hey, thank you. I think we got another one. Mailbox Media, appreciate it. 20 subscribers away. Let's go. Yeah, guys, we just so you guys know, we're typically live for almost every Cup Series race. We try to sprinkle a few more in here and there. It's a little different this year because it's my first year at college, so managing time, finding space, working all that out. The logistics are a lot more tricky rather than just setting something up in my room back home. But, yeah. Also, Blaney's now pulled his car down into the infield. I'm not sure if he's one of the guys that decided to go with a new set of stickers and he's just trying to conserve tire, or maybe he's just confident where they're at. Right now, he's 14th on the leaderboard. So, he's I wouldn't say he's safe, but he's actually, I'd say he's like right in the middle. Currently he's above what the cut line would be, but by less than half a tenth of a second. So, not a lot of cushion right there if you're in the 12 camp. I'm going for mechanical engineering. Yes, Mailbox Media, there is no heats tonight. It's just one more round of practice, and then the top practice times are the starting order for the race tonight. So no heats, no last chance qualifiers, which is definitely a bummer. I think those were, quote, some of the best times of the night. All right. Whew, okay. Hey, Hemrick now in 31. He's currently 34th on the leaderboard, so nowhere to go up for him. Both Nicolic Cars, RFK, Rickware Racing. They don't have the speed here tonight, which is kind of reflective of years past, if you count out Ryan Preece in the 15 the one year. But Preece also not really fast right now. He's 30th on the leaderboard. We'll see if he can figure it out in qualifying. There's only one driver who's guaranteed into the race tonight, and that is Ryan Blaney. since there is one provisional to the top driver on in points last year. Now, if Blaney gets in on speed, that provisional falls to whoever was second in the championship last year, so it'd fall to Larson. And then if Larson's in on speed, it just falls down accordingly. Mailbox Media, the top 22 on time, and then the 23rd is the provisional. What time does the actual race begin? The actual race, I believe the start time, or at least the start time for all the opening ceremonies and all that, is 8 o'clock. So, it could actually, not see the green flag till like 8:15, whatever, somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah, there you go. Should be sorry if I mispronounced your name. Hey guys, anybody watched the NASCAR documentary on Netflix this week? I'm interested to see. I mean, actually, you know what? I'm gonna change the poll. I want to judge this audience here. I want to see how much of a quote success it is. Oops, did not mean to do that. I did not know I could do that. Anyways, I somehow closed a tab by hitting Control something. Anyways, new poll. Yes, that means 5 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, and I don't know if you guys are in the area. The grandstands are free to go into, so if you still got like 2 hours, if you're within 2 hour driving distance of the track, you can go see the Clash for yourself tonight, as well as the NASCAR Mexico Series race. Okay, send a new poll in the chat. Yes, it's all still free. You have started watching the NASCAR documentary on Netflix. It does not disappoint. Yeah, I would say it's solid. I don't know if it's like the best thing I've ever seen, but I'd give it a solid like 8.5 out of 10. I wish it explained a few things a little more, but like for encompassing the entire playoffs in 5 episodes, I think it does just about as good of a job as it could. Yeah, next up is qualifying for the Busch Clash here tonight. Okay, so you've already... interesting, the majority of y'all have not seen it so far. Now, that's only 6 votes, so I'm interested to see, though, where this goes. Because, a lot of people have Netflix. A lot of people we think have Netflix, but not everybody necessarily has Netflix. And it's also not necessarily targeted directly at NASCAR fans. I mean, it is, but more so, at least NASCAR fans are hoping it, encompasses or, garners, an audience outside of the sports direct fan base. Your money's on Kyle Larson or Joey Logano. Kyle Larson's from Echo, California, 5 miles north of where we live here in Lodi. That's cool, BBQ. Yeah, I'm like on the opposite side of the country. But I did make it to a high-limit race and saw Larson. He did not win, which is kind of sad. But that race was a blast. I would definitely recommend going to a high-limit race. That's Kyle Larson's Sprint Car Series that he now owns or co-owns with Brad Sweet. I'm pretty sure there's a few races out there. Mailbox Media. It's the best thing you've ever seen. Just kidding. You're right. There's a lot of things that they didn't talk about or explain horribly, but you all enjoyed it. Yeah, I agreed with that, Mailbox Media. Like, there are a few slight things that I kind of gripe with, but not a ton. I think, actually, probably my biggest gripe, and I don't like talking about gripes because overall I think it was good, but I just felt like they didn't really show a lot of actual, like, racing action, like, a lot of the times they would show a pass, it would, like, show the driver pulling out a line, and then they would just have a cut to the driver, like, just being ahead. Like, they go from, like, the entrance to the turn and then cut to the exit of the turn. And I'm just like, just show the actual, like, move being made. That's probably my biggest gripe. Because it was more so just, like, doing it all based on the drama and not really on the actual, like, thrill of the sport, I feel like, more so. Anyways. What's the chances of a flip today? Looney's not real. I would say if we see a flip, I like actually am thinking it's almost it might be impossible to flip one of these cars at this racetrack without just, I don't know, just going full speed in the wall. I really don't even know how it's physically possible. They're so heavy. It would take like a car spinning and somebody just hitting them like head on as fast as possible, and that getting in the air a little bit, and then another car hitting it while it's still in the air, and then that proceeding to maybe get it up on like 2 wheels. Anyways. BBQ, you thought it was good, although they left out most of the key players. You're tuning in to see Chase Elliott. We're trying to push the bubble walls on the show. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But I did like them, not feeling like they had to showcase the typical NASCAR guys. Considering they didn't showcase the normal NASCAR guys, I found it to be really entertaining. So I definitely appreciate that. Also, somebody else just subscribed. Looney's not real. Appreciate it. Hey, we're 19 subscribers away. 19 subscribers away from 3,500. Appreciate it. Let's start off this season on a hot streak. But in this opening qualifying practice session, guys, we have 12 cars: Byron, Reddick, Chastain, Logano, McDowell, Ty Gibbs, Josh Williams, Austin Cindric, Eric Jones, Chase Briscoe, Carson Hocevar, Zane Smith. So a lot of guys in new places in this one. The top 22 times across all 3 practice sessions make it into the race. So there is a possibility all 12 of these guys can make it in, but probably only the top 7 or 8 times from this session will be good enough to make it into the race. Keep in mind, in practice, the fastest time was at 13.27. The 22nd position ran a time of 13.45. So 13.45 right now is at least my best guess of what is a lap that'll get you above the cut line. And the green flag is out. We are qualifying in practice at the Coliseum. Oh, wow. Already seeing a lot of lockup out of the 77. A lot of tire smoke up on the racetrack here. And Williams is going to go to the top of the 14.25. Another lockup from the 77. Jones will go to the top of the 14.22. Now Briscoe 14.13. Zane Smith a 14.06. Williams now 14 flat. Oh, are we doing practice in groups of 6? They're qualifying in groups of 6? I think that's what we're doing. Okay, just picked up on this. Anyways, Jones now 13.77. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of lockup. I think people are really trying to push, and they might be overstepping the limits here just a bit. And these guys are not near the top times in practice yet, but we might have been seeing new practice or new track conditions. That could be a factor. Briscoe sends 13.73. Hocevar now 13.86. That'll jump him up to third. Williams now, though, gets third place back, 13.77 in the 16. Cindric at 13.93. Zane Smith currently at the bottom of the top 6 that are currently gone right now. Josh Williams up to second with a 13.68, and now Briscoe, though, takes first place back at 13.61. Williams, no, back to the top at 13.57. This is interesting right now. I thought the tires would lose their life after about 4 or so laps, but we're at least the 7th or 8th lap in this session, and we are still seeing new fastest laps and times being improved. Williams right now stuck behind the 71 of Zane Smith, though. That's impeding his chances of setting a new personal best. Currently, it's Williams, Briscoe, Jones, Cindric, Zane Smith, and Hocevar. Zane Smith now sets a new fastest lap, though. He's up to 4th. And Cindric will take that spot back, though. But really, it's not the positions that matter. It's simply the times. Briscoe now goes back to the top of the 13.57, same time as Williams. We'll see if one of them can improve. Okay, right now, Briscoe 13.57, the fastest time in this session. Hocevar the slowest with a 13.83. The fastest times in practice were 13.27, so these guys are still pretty far off of that. Hocevar now improves to 13.68, and Williams goes back to the top of the 13.56, just the slightest improvement to jump ahead of Briscoe. And now Briscoe jumps back 13.55. This is like a little dance we got going on right now. And now Williams is going to go back to 13.5. I'd love to see Josh Williams get into this race. I mean, in practice, he didn't seem to have a ton of pace. But right now, he has changed. He's flipped the script. Cedric will improve 13.62. Now Williams improves, or Briscoe improves. He jumps back to the top with a 13.48. Hocevar improving. Now he's up to a 13.53. He was at the bottom of the leaderboard just a few laps ago. Hocevar finding a lot of improvement in the 77 right now. He's doing something different. And, oh, the red flag is out. This is going to be the last lap for a few guys here. We'll see if anybody improves. Not going to see any improvement. Hocevar did improve his time, though. He improved his time, but not his position. But like I said, the time is what matters more so than the position at this point. It's not like the top three make it in. So really close, though, at the top. Briscoe at 13.48. Williams at 13.5. Hocevar 13.5. Jones at 13.57. I don't know if that's going to cut it. Cindric at 13.58. Zane Smith at 13.7. I have a feeling Zane Smith's probably going to be going home in his first Cup Series attempt. Group qualifying, copying F1. Bro, Byron, Bubba, and Blaney are like have three of like the big. Byron maybe not as much, but Bubba and Blaney have like two of the biggest followings. And Byron, I would say all of them are in the top 10 of current drivers. And then they also focused on Hamlin, who has a lot of haters, but definitely has a big fan base as well. Larson was a character, but they also tried to focus on drivers that had a storyline in the playoffs. Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott didn't even make the playoffs. Alex Bowman didn't even make the playoffs. Kyle Busch made the playoffs, but didn't really do anything special. Harvick in his last playoffs, but Harvick's retiring. I mean this with no offense to him, but they don't really want to highlight a guy who any fan that tunes in next season isn't going to see again. Anyways, so new group on track: Byron, Logano, Chastain, Reddick, Gibbs, McDowell. I think all these guys ran faster than the previous 6 in practice. I'm interested to see how they climb the charts. Okay, they're already dropping down faster than the other group was. 13.72 for Byron right now. That's the fastest of the current guys. And now Logano's going to jump ahead of Zane Smith at 13.62. The fastest of this group currently on track in last practice was Gibbs. We'll see what he can do. Logano throws it down at 13.54. He's already up into 4th out of these guys. Byron throws down 13.53. These guys are looking pretty quick right now. Chastain at 13.52. Logano at 13.51. They're already within 0.03 of a second of Briscoe's time. Thanks everybody watching. Drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. And Logano and Chastain both go to the top of the board ahead of everybody that's previously run. Logano at 13.35. Chastain at 13.46. Byron at 13.38. Now, these are some of the times that I was expecting to see. 13.48, I was like, I don't know. McDowell now throws a 13.45 down. The only driver struggling right now is Reddick. 13.6 is the best lap he's done so far. He still has time, though. He still has time. And Byron's going to throw down 13.23, new fastest lap of the day. Now, right now, the top 5 positions all in this most recent, or out of the group of cars on track right now. Oh, never mind. I misread. I can't read. I got 3 and a 2 backwards. Byron threw down a 13.32. Still fast time. Gibbs goes with a 13.28. Oh, and Reddick has now moved up, so now the top 6 in this session are the new top 6. So everybody that ran just a few moments ago, their lap times almost out the door. They are going to need, like Briscoe right now is in the best position. Williams, it looks like a 13.5 is the bare minimum you're going to need to get into the race. Probably a 13.4 flat to feel secure about your position right now is my best kind of guess off what's happening so far. I do agree with you on that, BBQ, talking about the NASCAR Netflix show. Michael Jordan gave Denny Hamlin's dad a cigar autographed and said, "Open this up when your son wins the championship." I mean, that's pretty crazy. I mean, if that makes me subtly want to like root for Denny Hamlin to win a championship. I mean, that's just a cool storyline. I mean, that's just cool. I don't know how you can deny that. $1,400 what? I'm so confused right now. This is being aired on Fox FS1 right now. So not Big Fox, FS1. Hey, we got 42 people in here. Appreciate it. Drop a like and subscribe. Currently in qualifying, and that is the second group on a 6. Has completed the times on the last lap. Logano jumped to the top of the leaderboard ahead of Tigers with a 13.25, and that is now the new fastest lap of the day. Hamlin ran a 13.27 in practice. Hey, whoa, we're up to 3,483. I didn't even realize. 17 away. 17 away. We're getting closer, guys. We're getting closer. Appreciate everyone tuning in. We're going to be bringing you all the action throughout the night. Okay, so currently under commercial break, but now the current top 12, Logano, Gibbs, Byron, Chastain, Reddick, McDowell, Briscoe, Williams, Hocevar, Jones, Cindric, and Zane Smith. The top 22 get in on time, and then a provisional will go out to the next highest on points. Currently, none of the guys at the bottom of the leaderboard are going to be getting that provisional. I got 2 rookies, Austin Cindric and Eric Jones, Josh Williams as well. So right now, Blaney's the only driver locked into the show on speed. Or, well, not even on speed, just locked into the show. Looking at the poll, interesting to see how many of you guys have watched the NASCAR Netflix show and how many have not. So right now, majority have not, 55%, which is kind of interesting coming from the actual, like, quote, NASCAR fan base. You know, this isn't obviously, the greatest poll. It's not including all fans, but some of you guys watching here right now. Where can you watch the race, Chandler? It's on FS1. That's where all the action is going to be tonight. With the change around, it's not going to be on Big Fox anymore because they had to bump the race to tonight because of the rain. The NASCAR Mexico Series race will be on FS2 if you're interested in that. Yeah, thanks to everyone watching. 13 subscribers away from 3,500. Appreciate it. Also, just going to change something around. Okay, so now Group 2, or half of Group 2 is going to come out. Oh, wait, hold on. Here we go. I think it's like this. There we go. Okay, so now about to get onto the racetrack for the third group to qualify. And hold on one second. Oh, sugar. Hold on. And come on. I accidentally took down the leaderboard. We're working on it. Another qualifying session's about to get started. And if you guys want to see all the telemetry that I'm pulling up on the screen, you can find it for yourself on the NASCAR website. If you want to try and keep a closer tab on what your personal favorite driver is doing. And okay, there we go. We're finishing up. Okay, oh wow, Bowman, a massive lockup right now. Just sorry, kind of screamed into the mic. I just looked up to see a bunch of tire smoke. Bowman trying to get a hot lap down right now. I'll catch you up after this practice session. So, Corey LaJoie on track. Ryan Preece on track. He's already put himself into the 7th position on the leaderboard. LaJoie is up to 13th. Passes his kind of teammate, Zane Smith. Nemechek, Justin Haley in the 51. Also on track right now. And Alex Bowman. Yeah, Logano, though, currently at the top of the leaderboard. Preece putting himself in 7th. He's in a solid spot-ish right now. After this practice session, the top 4 will be guaranteed into the race later tonight. Justin Haley will improve his lap time. He's up to 12th out of 18th. Preece now goes from 7th to 6th. LaJoie jumps up to 8th with 13.47. Nemechek of 13.56. Bowman and Dillon struggling at the bottom of the leaderboard right now. Still 2 minutes left in this qualifying group. Right now, some underdog storylines to keep an eye on. Josh Williams in the 16, making his first Cup start with Colleague. He's in the 10th position right now, which is going to be right around the cut line, I think. And just as I say that, Justin Haley in the 51 jumps ahead of him. Yeah, Haley in that Rick Ware car, another guy that could potentially sneak his way in. He's going to now move up to 9th. Every little 10th, 100th of a second counts here. Appreciate everybody watching. Hey, we're up to 3,448, 84 subscribers, guys. I am getting numbers backwards badly right now. We got to take a moment. Okay, now we're locked in. 16 subscribers away, though, from 3,500. I appreciate it. Yeah, 45 people in here right now. 48 seconds, and Haley's going to move up even higher. Haley's up to 5th on the leaderboard now. He is almost going to be locked into the show. I mean, I dare say he would be locked into the show after this. Yeah, Dillon is really struggling right now, and it looks like he's going to be almost guaranteed to miss after this round. I mean, he came up on the podium last year in the main event. Nemechek in the 42, also a driver that's pretty low on the leaderboard. LaJoie and Bowman are going to be where I would say right now they're right about safe-ish. I mean, after this session, and Bowman, as I say that, throws down a monster lap. He jumps up to 3rd, 13.26. Bowman is pretty much locked into this show now. And that's it for this practice session. One more lap. We'll see if anybody improves. Okay, as of right now, if, essentially the top 11 would basically make it in. So if the next group, top 11 math-wise, how it kind of works. Right now, Nemechek is going to be right around that cut line with a 13.47, or where that cut line theoretically is probably going to, on the trajectory it's on. So guys below that are big names. You got Briscoe, Austin Dillon, Eric Jones. But currently locked into the show already, Logano, Gibbs, Bowman, and Byron. Your top 4 are now guaranteed into the race. Then just behind that, Chastain, Haley in the 51, a great run right now. Then Reddick, Preece, McDowell, LaJoie, Nemechek, Briscoe, Williams, Hocevar, Dillon, Jones, Cindric, Zane Smith, the running order right now. 6 more about to be coming in. Hey, Martins, Brazil, hello. Thanks for tuning in. Also, if you guys are interested in the NASCAR Mexico Series race, which will be after the main event tonight, not sure if we're going to stream it yet. We'll kind of see how it goes. I may have to go to bed-ish because this race is probably going to end around 10 Eastern time, and I do have homework as a college student, so I don't know if I really want to be up till midnight Sunday. It's already going to be a very busy day for me. Also, can you guys read the leaderboard decently, or do you want me to try and zoom in? If I zoom in, it'll cut out the bottom 6 or so, but you can kind of see the top a little cleaner. Let me know. Currently 50 people in here right now. I appreciate it. Drop a like and subscribe. We're trying to get up to 3,500 subscribers. Start off this season with a bang. And qualifying is green. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, 2 heavy hitters in this group. Kyle Busch as well. Bubba Wallace. Denny Hamlin already jumps up to 9th on the board. He had the fastest time in practice earlier, so he's going to be one to watch. Truex as well as this group. The defending winner of the race, Brad Keselowski, has historically struggled at this event. Can he flip the script here tonight? So Hamlin currently the highest of the current runners. He's in 9th. Larson now jumps up to 14th. After this round, the top 10 are going to be locked in. Kyle Busch goes to 7th. You're looking for a sub 13.4 to feel really comfortable. That's the lap time you're looking for right now. Busch jumps up to 6th. Larson jumps up to 8th. Hamlin goes to 6th now, 13.34. He's about a 10th off of the top time right now, which is held by Joey Logano. Track position going to be key. You want to get yourself in the show, but the closer you can be to the front, the better. I mean, it is not like easy to go from last to first. And Hamlin, just like that, top of the board, 13.23. He, I think, could be the favorite for this race tonight. I mean, he's just solid here. I mean, he's just a good short track racer. All the Toyotas seem to have pace on these short tracks. Martinsville is probably the closest comparison to the Coliseum. And, Hamlin, that's one of his best tracks in his career, as well as Truex. Larson, currently in 8th. I would say that's a comfortable, somewhat position. Currently already below the cut line, Austin Cindric and Zane Smith. Jones, Keselowski right now in 21st, 13.53, nowhere near close to cutting it. I think that would make Keselowski 0 for 3 in the history of the Clash. The provisional, though, I wonder where... Or no, Keselowski didn't make the playoffs. That was Buescher. So, I don't know. I'm interested to see where the provisional goes out to, because I think Blaney will make it on pace. So I think that provisional is going to fall down the point standings last year. Wallace is going to jump up to 12th. Preece in 11th. Or, well, he ran the last group. The leaderboard's kind of messed up right now, though, with their system that they have. But in this group, currently Hamlin's at the top. Then Larson's in 8th. Wallace is in 12th. Truex in 15th. So, really, the defending winner right now, Truex in 15th. That's nothing I'd be too confident in. Then Keselowski in 18th. Oh, and Busch in 5th. I missed him. 13 seconds. Going to be one more lap around for most of these guys. And Hamlin improved. I didn't even notice. He ran a 13.139. And he is flying around this racetrack. We'll have to see if the track conditions change as the sun starts to go down, if that affects the pace in the 11 car. Wallace improves on the last lap. That jumps him to 9th and into a locked-in position. Bubba Wallace will be in this year's Busch Clash, guaranteed. Again, now, after that session, Hamlin, Logano, Gibbs, Bowman, Kyle Busch, Byron, Chastain, Larson, Wallace, and Justin Haley in the 51 Rick Ware Racing car are all locked in to this year's LA Coliseum race. Then the first guys that are in pretty confident positions, I would say, are Reddick, Ryan Preece, Brad Keselowski, actually, And then Michael McDowell. After that, I'm not feeling too confident. Now, guaranteed to miss the show already, Zane Smith, Austin Cindric. And then just holding on to the last spot is Eric Jones. Then ahead of that, Austin Dillon, who finished 3rd last year. Then Hocevar, Joshua Williams, Chase Briscoe. I would say right now, Martin Truex Jr., the top 16. I don't even say that. Truex is going to be really close to missing the show as the defending winner of this race. Now, he could get bailed out by the provisional, but still, quite the change of events going from winning this race a year ago to almost missing the entire show. And we got 50 people watching right now. I appreciate it. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe. Support the show. We do live streams and NASCAR commentary throughout the whole season. We have actually now eclipsed 600 viewers on the night. Thanks to everyone tuning in. And now, what is actually officially the first hour of NASCAR content that has been streamed on the Freeman Motorsports channel in 2024. So, commercial break currently. We got another 12 cars to go, and then the field will officially be set for this year's NASCAR Busch Clash at the Coliseum. Then there will be a slight break in the action before the actual ceremony, the actual race gets kicked off at 8 o'clock Eastern tonight, 5 o'clock Pacific time, local time. Elliott is crazy, so hyped NASCAR's back. Kayleen Jackson, I can't stream this race on nothing. Go Chase Elliott. You bet on Kyle Larson. I go to Grove City College, a small college in Pennsylvania. Okay. Also, after 44 of you have voted on whether or not you have watched the NASCAR Netflix show, about 50-50 is the split, because you got 50% have said no, and 40% have said yes, and 11% are planning to watch it. So about 50-50 of you have watched the show and have not watched the show. So that's pretty interesting to me. In the own NASCAR fan base, almost 50% haven't even watched the show. Now, not everybody has Netflix. That's obviously a factor. Yeah, but you don't even have Netflix? Like, yeah, that could be a factor. If people don't have Netflix, then obviously they're probably not going to watch the show. So, hey, guys, that's why you can't trust stats. If somebody has to do a lot of math, it's really easy to skew stats. It would probably be better to ask Netflix viewers if they have watched, or Netflix subscribers if they have watched the NASCAR show, to actually gauge of the people that really have access to the show whether or not they would watch it. The Reaper, you forgot this was today. Well, welcome in. It wasn't supposed to be today, but the weather changed that up. Hey, guys, appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. We're 16 subscribers away from 3,500. I think the peak on the channel, actually, we have matched the peak that we've ever had on the channel. At one point, we actually had 3,484 before. But so we have never eclipsed 3,500. Oh, that messed up the screen. Let's see if that rearranges it. There we go. There we go. That's quality. That's quality. All right. Feel free to ask me any NASCAR-related questions in the chat. I'll try to answer and fire away as we're under commercial break. One thing you didn't like about the show was that they didn't show your favorite driver, Chase Elliott, at all. And I can understand. There are definitely a lot of Elliott fans out there that probably watch that show and were like, Chase Elliott's like almost doesn't exist in this NASCAR universe on Netflix. And I think they just try to focus on the playoff drivers just to keep things as like mainstreamed as possible for the viewer, not try to introduce them to too many people at once. Okay, here we go. In this next round, we have Suarez, who's my underdog pick, then Gragson, Hemrick, Gilliland, Burton, and the 15 of Kaz Grala. We'll have to see, can 2 Rickware racing cars make it into the Busch Clash? That would be pretty insane. And they're starting to turn away their first laps. Now, it usually takes, at least 3 or 4 laps for these guys to throw down their best times of the session. I mean, we've seen drivers set their fastest lap on the fastest lap, or the last lap of the session. So not a lot of tire fall off, at least in about a 10-15 lap run. A lot of drivers in their first start out with a new team trying to impress. No Gragson in the 10. Oh, Harrison Burton with a big lockup into turn 1. Driver that's historically struggled at this track. Currently, Gragson the fastest of this session, 13.9, but that is still not faster than anybody that's previously gone. The top 16 will be locked into the show after this round of qualifying, and then just one more round of 6 cars, and we'll have the official field set for tonight's race later. Rather listen to you than give those corporate talking heads a dime. Appreciate it, BBQ. That's kind of what we're here for. I mean, I will admit myself, I mess up a fair amount of times talking into this microphone, but sometimes the Fox and NBC broadcast booths get a little bland, so I try to keep things a little more interesting. And also, I just try to express my passion as a fan of the sport. Try not to keep it too corporate. Gragson just backed up a ton on the racetrack, almost backed up into Daniel Hemrick. Trying to get some clean racetrack. Locks up into turn 1 a little bit. Nobody in this practice session showing decent pace so far. Gregson's the only one even who holds on to somewhat of a top 22 position, but he's in 21st. And he is, and he's still locking up a ton even with that. Already halfway through this session. A minute and 30 left. Nobody's really figured this one out yet in this group. Man, those new Dark Horse grills are mean. Oh, I love the headlights. Right now, Suarez, my underdog pick, currently in 28th. Gillen's going to jump up to 22nd. Still not, I mean, nowhere near safe. Still 6 more cars to go. Gragson will jump up to 18th. 50 seconds to go. That's only going to be about 3-4 more laps for these guys. Oh, Gillen just jumped up the leaderboard a little bit. Burton improves, but he's still below the cut line. Man, and none of these guys really are anywhere near getting a provisional. And going to be 2 more laps to go tops for these guys. Gillen will improve, and he's going to get ahead of Truex. So now Gillen holds on to the final guaranteed position for tonight's race. Okay, this is going to be the last lap around. Gragson now will jump up to 15th. So now he's got a guaranteed spot. Gillen improves. Is anybody going to make any last big gains on the final lap? Gillen and Gragson both improve, and they are both guaranteed into the race. Speaking of others, though, the first guy out is Daniel Suarez. My underdog pick did not even qualify for the race. Oh, brother. Well, he still has a NASCAR Mexico Series race later tonight, but he is not going to be happy with that result. Now, Dillon, Eric Jones, Cindric, Hemrick, Grala, Burton, and Zane Smith, some of the ones to miss. But 2 still potentially be knocked out. Corey LaJoie, Martin Truex Jr., Nemechek, Briscoe, and Josh Williams and Carson Hocevar. Now, I don't see more than 1 or 2 of those guys hanging on, just because it's been like of each group, kind of the worst 6 go first, and then the better 6 go after. So there's still going to be some fast cars to run. I know, a long drive to go from North Carolina to not qualify. Especially for like a half-empty football stadium. I'd say it's more than half empty right now. But I think it'll fill in a little bit. Okay, Chris Buescher on track right now. And it looks like the green flag is out. So Buescher, Bell, I think Chastain. I'm trying to see who else is on track in this group. I mean, there's quite a few good cars, is basically what I'm trying to transcribe to y'all. Oh, Blaney locks it up big time. Yeah, Blaney's in this group, but he already has a provisional, so, in theory, he doesn't even have to run a qualifying lap, but, I mean, at the same time, he doesn't want to start in 23rd position. Oh, it's Stenhouse and Josh Berry, the other two guys that I have not already mentioned. Going to be 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session now. Thanks, everybody watching. Hit that like button and subscribe. Bring you all the action tonight. Currently in the final round of qualifying. Who's in and who's out? Truex, the defending winner of this race, is in a position to possibly miss. And of the cars in this session, the fastest lap so far is from Elliott, but he is still far below the cut line. I feel like the track has lost a little pace since the start of this qualifying. Elliott's got Buescher in front of him, so that's going to definitely impede on his lap times right now. Okay, Stenhouse now is the fastest lap in this session. He's up to 23rd, though, still the first man out. Going to need to be faster than that. Oh, Elliott, a big lockup. 2 minutes to go now. Still a lot of time to improve. Still, nobody's cracked the top 22 in this group, which is fairly surprising. And, I mean, all these guys in this session, if they don't make it in, I mean, they're screwed unless your name's Ryan Blaney. If you're Elliott, if you're Bell, you got to be telling them, you have to race your way in here because Blaney's in the group and he's currently below the cut line. Also, no, actually, now that I think about it, quite a few guys in this group, though, are running on scuffs. So that's probably why they're a bit slower. And Elliott has jumped up above the cut line. That puts him in. That's dropped Hocevar out. Now Williams is the first guy on the bubble. A minute to go. That's going to be about 3-4 more laps for these guys. Can Bell improve? I mean, he was, I think, second or third fastest in practice. And it just seems like the pace has all of a sudden vanished. And Stenhouse has now jumped into the top 20. That will knock Josh Williams out. No. Oh, I want to see Williams make it in. Now Briscoe, the driver, on the cut line. I mean, none of these guys are even close right now. Berry, Bell, Buescher, Blaney. Blaney jumps up. I mean, if Blaney jumps in, then, I mean, Bell would get the provisional theoretically. So that bail out Bell. Elliott now has improved up to 14th. Two to go, essentially. And checker flag's about to be out. Are we going to see anybody improve? It doesn't look like we're going to see anything here, man. This is crazy to see. Berry improves a little bit. He's going to have one more lap. Here, the flag's out. Bell and Buescher are going to cross the line. Will they improve? Buescher's still 30th. Bell's still out. Oh, boy. Ryan Blaney gets the provisional starting spot. And some big names to miss the show here. Bell. I mean, wow. A Joe Gibbs racing car missing. Did not see that coming. Okay, the drivers that missed the show will go in ascending order. Zane Smith, Harrison Burton, Kaz Gralla, Christopher Bell, Daniel Hemrick, Austin Cindric, Chris Buescher, Eric Jones, Austin Dillon, Daniel Suarez, Josh Berry, Carson Nosevar, and Josh Williams is the first guy out by just a mere hundredth of a second. Blaney will get in on the provisional. Now, this will be your starting lineup for tonight. I'll go from the front row. On pole, Denny Hamlin, the star of the Netflix show, and then Joey Logano on his outside, a winner of the Clash race before. Row 2, Ty Gibbs in his sophomore season. He's trying to deny the sophomore slump right off the bat. Alex Bowman will start in 4th. Kyle Busch on the inside of row 3 with William Byron to his outside. Row 4, a Chevrolet lockout, Ross Chastain and Kyle Larson. Row 5, Bubba Wallace. And then how about it? Justin Haley in the 51 qualifies top 10. Tyler Reddick rolls off from 11th. His outside is Ryan Preece on row number 7. Brad Keselowski and Chase Elliott on row 8. Michael McDowell and Todd Gilliland, FRM teammates. On row number 9, Noah Gragson in his first start in the Stuart Haas number 10 car gets into the big dance. Corey LaJoy to his outside. Martin Truex Jr. and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. round out your top 10. John Hunter Nemechek and Chase Briscoe are on the final row, and then sneaking in on the provisional, Ryan Blaney rolls off 23rd. That's your starting lineup for tonight's race. Thanks to everybody who's watched so far. We're up to 40 likes. I appreciate it. Drop that like button and hit subscribe. We're trying to get to 3,500 subscribers tonight. We are currently 16 away, and we're up to 3,487. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? I appreciate it. 13 subscribers away right now. I'm going to have to get some water. Woo! Steven, I appreciate it. People do realize the stadium is smack dab in the middle of South Central Los Angeles. I've coached a few high school all-star games there. It's an awesome stadium. NASCAR just being there. I think it's a cool location. It's just, I don't know. I think you need to go where there are more NASCAR fans themselves. Anyways, track slowed down for sure. Yeah, that definitely had to be a huge factor. I mean, it just looked like cars that were super fast early on completely fell off a cliff. I'd be pretty frustrated with that, honestly. Looking at the y'all watching right now. Say, still, we got 50 people in here. I'm going to change the poll. Interesting to see that majority of you guys have not watched the NASCAR Netflix show. Interested in the ones who haven't watched it, why that is. Also, Joshua, thank you for subscribing. Also, if you just saw Joshua get a little dinosaur jumping on the screen when he was subscribed, and you did not see that happen with you, I don't really know why that does that. Dang. I wish Williams was in this dance. Oh, well. Looks like he'll have a few more opportunities, though. Hey, we're up to 3,488 subscribers as well. Hey, 12 away. 12 away. Okay. You watched the first episode and it was a snooze fest. Byron is the most boring human, along with the most drivers being tied with what they can say. Okay, I appreciate the feedback. I would agree. I think that's the more negative side of the perspective. But I mean, I agree with everything you say. I would say it is kind of hard to promote William Byron. He's been Hendrickified, a more bland personality. I would say that almost all the Hendrick drivers, really. I think point Eric Eastep mentioned in his YouTube video was they didn't highlight Kyle Larson's dirt racing background at all. And if you don't know who Kyle Larson is, and they're talking about him as one of the best drivers in the world, but yet like they didn't really focus on him at all, other than like him kind of winning in the background and them interviewing him for like 2 minutes of showtime. I don't like if you're just a viewer who doesn't know about his other things he's done. you're going to be like, huh? It'd be like making an NFL documentary and Patrick Mahomes is just being some sort of background character that everybody hypes up, but like doesn't actually get much screen time and then loses in the end. You're probably just like confused about who they even are. Hey, is there anybody at the Coliseum right now? Anybody at the Coliseum? Yeah, estimated start time is 8:10, so let me know. I'm going to be here probably for the next 50 minutes or so. We'll see. I might decide to get dinner in between. Yeah, we can start breaking down some other NASCAR-related subjects. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on anything, any questions you got, and I'll do my best to answer them. And if you're just tuning in, the actual clash will be tonight. We just went through practice and qualifying thanks to the hundreds of you guys that tuned in throughout that. Hold on one second. Hey, I'm also interested. How many of you guys actually like tend to listen to essentially, another play-by-play commentator with NASCAR stuff online typically? Or do you guys tend to not listen and you're just kind of a one-off viewer for this? Because I'm interested to see like what are there ways that I can improve. I know there's a few other people that do what I do. And some of them get more viewers than me, some of them don't, but maybe they just don't get recognized enough for the good things that they do. So if there's anything that I can improve on, feel free to let me know. Maybe graphics, audio, sound. Well, I just said the same thing, audio and sound. Audio, visual. I appreciate any positive criticism that I can get. Should I get a co-host? It's kind of hard to just pick up a co-host, but... Oswald. Let's go, Chase Elliott. Big number 9 fan. Cool to hear it. I mean, yeah, he just snuck it in there. I mean, that's just so wild still that Bell, and I mean, Elliott, Blaney really did kind of miss it on pace. How all those guys almost weren't even in the dance. Or, well, most of them weren't in the dance. And just, I feel like I have to assume the track got slower more than the cars got slower. And if I was one of those drivers, I mean, it is just an exhibition event, so, like, who really cares? But I would still be fairly frustrated after, having to venture halfway across, or not halfway, all the way across the country. Yeah. I think this is probably going to be the death of the LA Coliseum. Or, not the Coliseum, but the clash at the Coliseum. Even though I, for the most part, have thought it was a decent event, I just think, the clash is something that should be used in, like, a varying setting. Thanks for everybody watching. They're also doing a Machine Gun Kelly promo on the broadcast right now, and I'm interested to see if they're going to have him perform still or not. Because, I mean, like, I'd imagine he's already there. Because, they have to probably do, like, all the sound set and stuff. Or, like, testing and all that. That's something they probably would do the day before. Okay, it sounds like that is still going to happen. Okay. Doesn't really matter a lot to me. But, I'm sure there are some fans that are like, that's a cool opportunity. That might be reason enough for some random Coliseum, or random fans in the area to just go there because it's a free concert for Machine Gun Kelly, who, a lot of people have mixed feelings on, but that still will be a concert that would probably cost you at least $100 a ticket to go to, plus the race. So it's kind of sad that it's almost empty in there, but I mean, that concert might be one of, like, the worst atmospheres known to mankind just because there's going to be nobody there. This race was not scheduled to happen then. And typically, the actual, performance is, like, kind of in one of the ends of the track, not like in the center. And so there's not tons of fans packed up right around the stage. So this is just going to be really awkward on television, but whatever it is, I guess. All the Hendrick teams made it in. Larson, Byron, Bowman, and Elliott. You watch Eric Step too? Yeah. Do you like Eric Step's videos, Iceberg, etc.? I would say I like them. Do I love them? I would say I really enjoy Estep's probably the most out of like the quote NASCAR YouTubers. I don't really mean this in like a super offensive way. I just feel like in terms of what the Iceberg and like Black Flag Matters do, it's just not that like it's not the most wild range of content. They're kind of just speaking into a microphone, and I feel like some of their scripts could be better. Like it's not really them; it's just them throwing on highlights and just talking over it. I think it'd be more impressive if they had to kind of entertain the audience like Estep does, where Estep has to have an actual studio. He has to keep things interesting. He can't just kind of sit there and do multiple. Well, he can do multiple takes, but just putting in the audio file over a bunch of videos is, I feel like, just kind of a less lazy of a production, if that makes sense. But still, like, I'm glad that there are at least some big NASCAR YouTubers to just try and reach a fan base. I think they could definitely be higher quality though, and therefore would probably reach a bigger fan base, if that makes sense, if you will. If you did a daily or a few times per week type show, NASCAR will invite you to the track, and you could do better content, to be honest. I appreciate that, SF. And I don't know. I've thought about it. I applied to college for production and broadcasting at one point, but I just decided to go with a different track because honestly, I'm like, I can just kind of do this on the side, and I don't know, during the summer and other times I can try and pour into it more. What is the blanket? What? Oh, you probably mean Blaney. Appreciate it, Oswald. Thank you. All right, yeah. Just 11 subscribers away from 3,500. Appreciate it. Y'all that have tuned in and subscribed tonight. Closing in on 1,000 viewers on this afternoon. Still probably about 2 more hours of action coming your way tonight. I don't think we're going to stream the NASCAR Mexico Series race. I know most of you probably aren't even that interested in that, but that doesn't even start till like 10:30, so I want to go to bed. Respectfully. If you want to watch it, it's going to be on FS2 if you have access to that. Yeah, no, SF, I think, just in the generalization of, like, NASCAR YouTube, it's pretty weak. Like, E-Step's solid, but, like, yeah, with the Black Flag and what Iceberg do, it's nothing that's, like, knocking your socks off, especially compared to other sports niches like football, basketball, F1. Especially some of the stuff that Black Lives Matter does. I think it's an interesting series, like the NASCAR Bus and all that. I think it's cool to learn some of that. But at the same time, I mean, it's like more than half, like 80% of the video is just compilations of like highlights of just a driver doing bad. Like, I can't really put a bunch of originality on like the content he's coming up with. And what I do here isn't really necessarily original either, but at least it's, I feel like a little more, I feel like I get to interact with the audience a bit more, if that makes sense. Anyways, enough of weirdly roasting YouTubers. Only tricky thing is, and thanks to everybody watching, there's a few channels, and this was a big thing last year, but just that would bootleg the broadcast. And I understand that you guys would probably rather watch a bootlegged version of the actual, TV broadcast than listen to a kid talk in his dorm room. But it does make it a lot harder for me to, broadcast when, like, I go from having, like, hundreds of thousands of people that listen to, like, 10 to 15 simply because some person is just bootlegging it illegally somewhere across the internet. But, like, I've bootlegged things tons of times before, so it's like at the same time I can't really be one to judge. BFM got pushed by YouTube. what did you take at college? I am studying mechanical engineering, so I have a very, very busy schedule. So that's another tricky thing with streaming is just finding the space in my week when I'm, in all different levels of calculus and other complex mathematics, as well as I work in a machine shop. So like this past week, I've been learning to weld, and I just am involved in quite a few different activities. If any of you know about like Baja SAE or Formula SAE, where colleges, essentially design. There's like a team where you design a race car that competes against other schools throughout the school year. So that's something I'm also involved in, and that's kind of time consuming. But yeah, obviously the long-term dream is to be involved in NASCAR somewhat. If that's like as a content creator on the side, that's totally fine with me. That's probably easier than actually working in the industry. Definitely a lot less demanding. But also working in the industry would be cool as well. That's partially why I'm getting my degree in mechanical engineering. If I could work in the industry and also do content on the side, that's also dope. I currently actually have an internship with a marketing agency for NASCAR, so that's also another skill that I'm trying to learn. Basically just communicating between sponsors and teams and just trying to build, work on learning how to build relationships, because sponsors are really the backbone of the sport. And if you do want to give that agency some love, look up Premier Performance Group on Instagram. Reach out and give them a follow. They manage a few drivers in the lower series, like Kyle, or I don't know if it's managed, it's a technical term, but like work with, Kyle Weatherman, Brad Perez, Rayum Brothers Racing in the truck series. Hold on, there's a few more. Mason, Maggio. And who else? There's like 5 more. I'm just like blanking. Oh, Dawson Cram, Ryan Vargas, and then a few ARCA guys. So like Caleb Costner, if you've heard of him, and then a few other ARCA guys. So anyways, that's just a little plug there. Premier Performance Group on Instagram. Give them some love. I think we're at like almost 100 followers. Which, yeah. Hey, we're over 1,000 viewers on the night. I don't know if I already just said that, but appreciate everybody. Mechanical engineering is big bucks. Hey, that's the hope. I don't know, like it's not just money, but so that way I can have money. Maybe do a little bit of racing on the side, because obviously, as much as I love racing, money is what runs the sport. Money is what runs the world in some sense. So that's always a nice thing to have. This summer, I'm gonna plan to get a slack cart and a shifter cart, so to race on dirt and on pavement, and try to just, have some fun with that and see where we go, after college. Maybe, get into some like local short track racing, whatever it is. Cool, you're taking collision repair. Nice. Hey, it's hands-on. Like, I respect the hands-on side of stuff, and like, you're probably definitely gonna have a lot more hands-on knowledge than I'm gonna have. I mean, I'm trying to do my best with that. That's why I work in a machine shop right now. Like trying to learn to weld, some other things. I think you just got to realize that you have to really decide how much you want it, and then just go for it. And that you don't realize the certain sacrifices you're gonna have to make. Like you think, it's gonna be sacrificing things like just I don't know, like video games and stuff like that. To spending time like that. But it can also be just saying no to hanging out with friends more often than you would like to. Things that are usually deemed as like still have positive connotations can really still take up time. Anyways, that's just something I was gonna mention. Anyway, Gustavo, vamos. Yes, let's go. Sweet, Oswald. Yeah, I am attempting to learn some like basic TIG welding. So, pretty complicated stuff. I've like burnt through a lot of things. But it's been pretty fun. I think the fun, it's like kind of, it's just really, doing real life stuff and being like, wow, this is like a real skill that I could use, beyond, I don't know, like designing stuff in a computer, which is also a real skill, I guess. Anyways, I'm ranting. I'm rambling. They're doing some weird promo with the 49ers right now, and Clint Boyer and Daniel Suarez trying to throw football, and it looks like it's a windy day. I'm interested to see how this goes. Okay, Harvick. Dang, Harvick actually knows how to throw football. Okay, threw it 39 yards. Nemechek. Oh. We'll see what he got. 38. Dang. I want to get in on this. I want to see. I think I could throw about 55, 60 yards. See what the high school arm still has in it. Oh wait, we're also doing punting here? Sanchez, the 41-yard punt. I don't even know who Sanchez is. It looks like it's got to be some 49er player. Oh, brother. Somebody just punted it like 13 yards, but at like a 45-degree angle. Okay, so it's a throw, punt, kick challenge. Okay. And I think Suarez was the kicker. So kicked it 33 yards. Okay, decent. Decent. It looks pretty gusty, so that could be a factor. Boyer's going to kick it. That looked better. 33 as well. Okay, I want to see where this goes. Okay, whatever. This is just a weird football promo with NASCAR drivers. NASCAR drivers are really not that athletic when it comes to other sports, so usually mildly embarrassing. All right. Are you putting up a new poll in the chat? Who do we think's going to win tonight? Elliot is crazy. You're back. So I think Hamlin's got to be the favorite right now, just the pace he's shown. Maybe he'll get bumped down the way, though. Logano also fast. I'm trying to think. Do I want to throw an underdog here? Okay. I'll say Busch. And say other. Okay. There we go. Steel Rail Racing. I'm not subscribed to Netflix. I'm assuming it's a subscription. Don't watch it. All right. Yeah. No, that's understandable. That's why I'm also starting to realize that's poll is probably not the best data gritter because it's not at polling Netflix subscribers who would have a better chance of deciding whether or not, do I want to watch the show or not? Because if you don't have Netflix, then you're probably not going to watch the show. So, anyways, it's a pretty good show. What I'd say is it worth buying Netflix. I don't know if that show standalone is enough to buy Netflix. Maybe if they have like a 1-week trial, you can just binge the show and then cancel it, the subscription. Okay, some votes already. A lot of votes for Kyle Busch. Okay. Something is wrong if Hamlin is first. We'll see. Right now, we'll go through the starting lineup again. Hey, we're up to 3,492 subscribers. I didn't even notice that. We're 8 away. We're 8 subscribers away from 3,500. 8 subs away. Let's go. Okay, so this is going to be your starting lineup for tonight's main event. We said it a little bit earlier, but just if you're tuning in right now, Denny Hamlin on pole was fastest in practice. Was fastest by 1/10 of a second, which is pretty big time in terms of a 13-second lap. Considering the next 1/10 of a second covers from 2nd place to 8th. Anyways, then Logano will be on his outside. Logano won the race in 2022, went on to win the championship. Just saying. Then, in row number 2, you're going to have Gibbs and Bowman. Hold on one second. Okay, we're back. Sorry for some technical difficulties. And we're up to 3,495. We're 5 away, guys. 5 subs away. Thank you all for tuning in. Okay, anyways, back to the starting lineup. Is there going to be in-car cameras tonight? Elliot is crazy. I'd probably somewhere on the NASCAR website. You can check that out. I can't show the in-car camera footage because it actually does copyright that, even though it's like on the internet, like for free. So I don't really understand how that all works. Anyways, it is a sad reality. But anyways, back to the running order. Hamlin, Logano, then Gibbs and Bowman in row 2, Kyle Busch, William Byron in row 3, Ross Chastain and Kyle Larson in row 4, Bubba Wallace and Justin Haley in row 5. Then in row number 6, Tyler Reddick and Ryan Preece. Row number 7, Brad Keselowski finally reversing some of his Clash bad luck. And then Chase Elliott in 14th. Row number 8, Michael McDowell and Todd Gilliland. Noah Gragson, in his first start in the 10 car, qualifies into the big show. Pretty impressive considering he's one of only 3 of the Stewart-Haas cars made it in. You know who didn't? Josh Berry. I don't know if I want to say this. I might have to make another video about this. I think Gragson will do better than Berry this year. No, I don't think that. That's just my brain inputting that in after one showing. But I think that could happen, actually. Back to the run order. Gragson and LaJoie, row 9. And then row 10, Martin Truex Jr., the defending winner, starts 19th. So he's got a long way to go if he wants to back that up. Stenhouse in 20th. Nemechek and Chase Briscoe on the final row. And then holding on to the provisional, Ryan Blaney will start 23rd. Yikes. Hey, guys, 5 subscribers away from 3,500. I know we can get there. We got 56 of y'all tuned in right now. The main event starting in about 10, 20 minutes. Actually, probably going to be longer than that because the drivers haven't even started walking into the Coliseum. I forgot about that whole procedural thing they do. And it is a sad sight to see. I mean this in the best way. Obviously, the race got changed around scheduling-wise, so a lot of the fans aren't necessarily going to make it to the stadium tonight. But it's free admission. And so with free admission, I thought a few people might actually end up going who decide they didn't want to buy tickets or something. I mean, the stadium's like at least half empty. That halftime concert with Machine Gun Kelly, like I already mentioned this, that's going to be rough. I'm at least I think. Oh. Like this almost is giving NASCAR like a bad look in a way. Hey, I heard the chime. Also, if you're like, how come the chime? Like, how come I'm not getting the chime? Like, I don't know how it works. It just doesn't give everybody the chime for some reason. So, my apologies. But thank you, Cheetos, for subscribing. And we are just like that. I think we're what? We're at 3,497, so we're 3 subscribers away from 3,500. I think we started today at 3,474, so we're up 23. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Also, hold on one second. I'll be right back in like 10 seconds. Hey, thanks everybody watching. Got 65 of y'all in here right now. Main action coming soon. We're 2 subscribers away. 2 subs away. 2 subs away. I can't type. 2 subs. I can't type still. 2 subs from 3,500. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Starting off the new season just how I like it. I know. Top 5 random interactions. Also, did you open the window? Hold on. Hold on 1 second, guys. It is freezing. It's such a random thing. Okay. Yeah, you're fine. Your turn. Your turn. Actually, you can lean back. It's like just the shades. Guys, this is just part of streaming out of a dorm room. Bear with me. Annoying roommates. Come on. No. Anyways. So, thanks everybody tuning in. Clash start is scheduled, I think, for around 8:15. But yeah, with the start time being changed from tomorrow at Sunday to tonight, I mean, it's free admission now. Because Saturday was always supposed to be free admission because it was supposed to be just practice and heat races. And the stands have filled in a tiny bit, but I mean, my God, it is like empty. I mean, but that's what happens when you all of a sudden like change the day. But this event had been struggling the last 2 years, and that football stadium I think holds like 70,000. And if you're talking about like a climate where NASCAR is not really a popular thing, like Los Angeles, yeah, I would say it was like 70-80% full the first year. Last year probably like 60%. And yeah, this year though, I mean, there's maybe 10,000 people there right now. Yeah, not good. And the mid-race concert by Machine Gun Kelly, that is going to be dry. Yeah. Oh, I'm explaining this to my roommate right now. Kind of, he's not a NASCAR fan. The Clash is like a promo event, like the Pro Bowl, but not the Pro Bowl. It's I don't know. It'd be like if the NBA had like a All-Star game preseason, like, and they have a halftime show in the race, and NASCAR doesn't have like halftime. Like, you know, it's just a thing for this. And MGK is the artist. And the other thing is in the last 2 years where they have this stage is like not like in the direct core of like the stands, and so it's just like it's not really like it's not like the stage is getting pressed. So it's already been usually kind of a dry concert experience in my opinion, and now with like an almost empty stadium and Machine Gun Kelly, that's gonna be so like awkward broadcast on live television. But I mean, I was surprised they even had the concert like still set up, because, you know, his crew might have been traveling to the track today, but, you know, I guess they might have already done all their rigging and stuff this morning or something, so. They still have the concert for the fans there, the, like, 2% of the 10,000 at the race that are there to watch Machine Gun Kelly. Yeah, like 10 people. But, yeah. Thanks to everyone watching. We're up to 70 people in here right now. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe. Let's get this up to 75 likes before the drop of the green flag. Appreciate it. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but you can watch the race on FS1. And the NASCAR Mexico Series race, which will be following this, will be on FS2. It was planned to be on Big Fox, bumped down to FS1, so slight bummer. Okay, looking at the pool. Making lemonades out of lemons with weather issues. Yep, that's the best you can do in this situation. We got like 70. Okay, yeah. This is better. Oh wait, you're not. This isn't live. This is the actual like feed. This is the roommate, guys. This is the roommate. This is Bill Stanton the Fourth. Just name dropped him. Okay. It's Denny Hamlin's year, says FedEx guy. Well, hey, trying to start off with the bang. Give Netflix some content right now. Okay. We're still 2 subscribers away from 3,500. We just jumped up, and then all of a sudden we've peaked. Okay, but so some of my underdogs for tonight's main event, the guys I'm keeping an eye on, that, typically wouldn't be considered, a favorite to win. I mean, with this said, everybody who I'm going to mention, it's going to be really hard to beat Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano, I think. I mean, they're both fast and they're aggressive. So if you pass them, they're going to be willing to push you out the way. Yeah. So some underdogs, already probably talked about a lot. Justin Haley starting 10th. He has been fast here at the Clash in the past in that Rick Ware racing car. Honestly, if you can even get a top 5, that would be like a solid result. Or, I mean, beyond solid. If he can keep it in the top 10, that'll be a great start for his partnership with Rick Ware Racing. Beyond that, Ryan Preece in 12th. Noah Gragson in 17th maybe would be a slight underdog. I'm interested to see if Truex can move from the back to the front. Obviously, he won this race a year ago, but it's just hard to pass. Simple as that. And 150 laps around this small of a track is really not that long of a distance. So, I mean, you're going to have to make your moves and make them happen quick. And it'll also be about avoiding the mayhem at the back of the pack. Now, some drivers who I think are probably going to fade back here, who just aren't going to probably show the aggression that they're going to need to stay at the front. I'm going to go William Byron in 6th, Tyler Reddick at 11th. Those are two guys that are starting towards the front of the field that I think are going to drop towards the back half of the field. Okay. I'm not sure if they're doing like the walk into the stadium again this year, because if they are, this is going to take... It's still going to be a little while till the green flag, but, is what it is. Do. Appreciate everyone watching. Okay, back to the action. Super Cali Sooner, Brad K. I mean, Brad K. traditionally has not done too hot at this track, but I mean, I guess don't count him out. Hey, we're at 3,499 subscribers, guys. We're one subscriber away. One subscriber away in this very moment. Who wants to be the 3,500? Whoever the math. It's been fun today. I think we're up 24 subscribers, and there we go. 3,500. Great way to start off this season. On to new adventures. Thanks, everybody who's been subscribed since, like, around 1,000, which is when we started doing these streams, up to now. FedEx Guy, how long do I think? Still got to see. Hey, 3,501. We just keep climbing. 4,000 is the next, like, mega goal. Which is kind of fun. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I, like, forget, like, how, like, cool this channel is. Because, tons of kids nowadays are, like, everybody, starts a YouTube channel at some point. But, like, most people, and I don't really say this, like, in a, I don't say it's, like, an ignorant way, I guess. But, like, most people, we get, like, 10, 20 subscribers. And then, after, like, 4 videos, we just kind of stop uploading. But we decided to kind of keep this thing going, and now we're up to, like, 3,500, which is, like, pretty cool. As I'm, like, I think, like, something, like, 70% of YouTube channels, like, don't get, like, over 100 subscribers or something like that. So, hey, and any aspiring YouTuber out there, though, I mean, baby steps, baby steps. You don't have to get to, like, 1 million subscribers in a day. Like I said, most people don't even make it to 100. So just kind of take where you're going, or take what you can get at the start, and just kind of keep going and make sure to put out good content consistently. And consistency is something that I still need, for sure. And thank you, Ibaduba172. And if you guys did not see the dinosaur when you subscribed, I don't know how it works. It just does it for some people. It doesn't do it for others. Up to 3,503. And, oh, the cars are rolling out. Okay, so we're not doing, like, the driver walk-ins this year, which, hey, I'm fine with that. It looks like they're getting them double file, pulling into the arena. Okay, so we're just starting it right now. I thought it was going to be a little while longer, but... Oh my gosh, this Machine Gun Kelly concert is going to be so weird because they actually have all the seats covered in the immediate area around the stage. So like nobody can even be like near the stage. Okay. And like that is on TV, it might not look that far away, but you're still probably like a couple hundred feet away, even if you're like one of the closest people to the stage. FedEx guy, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, I'm loving this atmosphere right now as we're about to kick off the 76th NASCAR Cup Series season. All right. We're waiting for the Grand Marshal as everybody's pulled into the stadium. They're lined up 2 by 2. Denny Hamlin on the inside. Once again, Joey Logano to his outside. On row 2, Ty Gibbs and Alex Bowman. Row 3, Kyle Busch and William Byron. Row 4, Ross Chastain and Kyle Larson. On row 5, Bubba Wallace and the other record racing car, Justin Haley. Also, rain could actually still be a factor in this race, which is actually, I think, going to be a slept-on storyline real quick. And we do have a rain tire. Like, if it just starts raining lightly, we could still keep going in this. I actually want to look this up real quick. LA forecast. I hate it when I have to turn into the weatherman. But sometimes it's just a necessary part of this job. Okay, it looks like slight rain starting at 6 o'clock. So that's an hour from now, local time. And then that light rain is supposed to just keep going through most of the night. Now, LA is a big area, so it might not actually hit, the part of LA where the track is. But rain could definitely be a factor, something to keep an eye on for sure. We got 62 people in here. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe. We just hit 3,500 subscribers tonight. So thanks to everybody who's tuned in. Already up to almost 1,500 viewers this afternoon. Hold on one second. Okay. The race is starting right now. Thanks for, just so you know. For anybody in the chat that's just tuning in. Can we get this thing up to 75 likes before the green flag, guys? 75 likes before the green flag. We just need 10 more likes. Yeah, look at that. Daniel Suarez, Austin Dillon, Chris Buescher, Austin Cindric, Christopher Bell, some big names that did not make this show. Ryan Blaney he did not make this show on pace. He simply made it in off the provisional for the highest guy in points off of last season. So, usually there's the Darlington stripe. Tonight we're going to see the LA stripe. Already, Joey Logano, they're showing his car. He's got the right rear fender marked up quite a bit. Everybody's going to be pushing for every inch. And on the front row, it's quite fitting. You have the 2 new body styles, the new Toyota Camry and the new Ford Dark Horse. Hey, some fans are still filing in. Hopefully this thing, gets a little more crowded. And, I mean, there's still probably like 10,000 in that arena. Man, Cody Babb, I don't know who he is, but he just gave the command to start engines. And they had him decked out in the Busch. You got him on the Busch sweater and the massive, Busch beer can. Oh, yeah. Who's picking Kyle Busch? We'll see. Oh, yeah, looking at the poll in the chat right now, Hamlin with 17% of the vote, Logano with 19% of the vote, Kyle Busch with 28%, and then other 36%. Let me know in the chat who you think's going to win. Give me your picks before we get the green flag. The drivers are doing the opening pace laps, and then after that, it'll be 150 laps of green flag action with a halfway break point at lap 75. Kenneth Clark, hey, my friend, how are you doing tonight? You're doing good? Let's go. 9, yeah. I know, I'm pumped as well, Kenneth. Glad to see you back in the chat. Also, thanks to everybody watching. We just clicked over 3,500 subscribers tonight. This has been a blast. What a journey. Up to 69 likes. Let's get this thing up to 75 likes before the drop of the green flag. 6 likes away. All right, all right, all right. Okay, I'm interested to see if Black Flag Matters is able to stream the in-car camera or not. Because I've done the in-car camera thing off the NASCAR website, but that has gotten copyrighted before. So we'll see where that goes. How many people in the stadium? Like maybe like 10% full, 15% full. It's rough. It's rough, I'm not going to lie. That's what happens with the schedule change, though. But I think it's also a sign that it's kind of maybe the end of the Clash at the Coliseum's lifespan. Sorry to those that do really enjoy this event. And I wouldn't say I hate it, but anyways. Hey, guys, up to 72 likes, 3 likes away from 75. That's the goal. Hit that like button. Appreciate everybody watching. Hey, Terry, 5 all the way. I would love to start off this season with a W. If you guys do not know, I'm a Kyle Larson fan. If that makes you unsubscribe, I apologize. You know, I love everybody who's fans of everybody. I have no biases, except against maybe Chase Elliott fans. Okay, wait, no, I'm sorry. I just lost half my audience. No, here we go. Green flag's going to be dropping here momentarily, currently under a commercial break. And okay, still waiting for these commercials to end. I've never had commercials on pace laps before. Anyways, is this like a Rolex 24 or something? Here we go. Okay, opening pace laps underway. We're back to the broadcast. It's going to be 2 75-lap halves. Hey, we're 1 like away from 75. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Will you actually show the race? I will not, Joseph, because that is illegal and I will get taken down. So I apologize. If that is a difference for you, I'm sure you can probably find it somewhere if you try hard enough. But yeah, I'm just doing my commentary, doing the best I can. You got the leaderboard there and pretty much as much information as I can give to you that is legal. All right, thanks everybody watching. Anyways, 75 of y'all in here. We got up to 75 likes. Appreciate it. Green flag will be coming up here soon. The lights are out on the pace car. One more time around, and then we'll be seeing the green flag to kick off the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. Just some quick things to go over real quick. If you did not know, it's 2 75-lap halves, and only the green flag laps count. So we can have 20 cautions, but none of the yellow flag laps count. Denny Hamlin on pole, Joey Logano to his outside. 23 cars to take the green. And the green flag is out for the first time in 2024. Denny Hamlin with a good jump back in the pack. We're already seeing some 3-wide action. Logano is going to use that outside line, though, down the back straightaway. He's going to pull ahead, a slight lockup into 3 and 4. Hamlin and Logano make some contact, but Logano will lead lap number 1, and he is clear of Hamlin into turn 1 and 2. Actually, I spoke too soon. Hamlin coming back on the inside. Ty Gibbs is taken third from Bowman. Byron now to the inside of his teammate. Ooh, and Chastain giving a big shot to the back of Larson there, going into turns 3 and 4. Your top 2 have broken away from the rest of the field, though, by a slight margin. Logano, he misses turn 1 and 2. That's going to allow Hamlin to turn underneath him and now try to fight him back for this lead. And Hamlin's going to take the lead back. He will lead lap number 3. Now Ty Gibbs is going to shoot to the inside of Logano, and now Logano in position to get freight trained here on the inside, potentially. Ryan Preece was sending it in on the outside further back in the pack. And Logano giving quite the bump to the back of Ty Gibbs. Oh boy, Logano, he's got a bunch of Chevrolets lined up behind him right now. And right now, Kaz Grala and Ryan Preece, the first 2 guys battling side by side further back in the pack. And Preece will take that spot from the 51. That is for 8th. Preece has moved up from 11th to 8th in the opening laps here. Or actually, I believe 12th to 8th. Something like that. At the back of the field, Blaney started in 23rd. He is still at the rear of the field. Martin Truex Jr., he has moved up from the 19th starting position to 15th. And now Priest has moved up ahead of Larson. He's up to 7th. That 41 is moving right now. And Priest looking to turn under the 48. Not going to be able to get there yet, but Priest is, I'd say, making the most passes near the front of the field early on. Hamlin, though, is pulled away from the field. He's got a half a second lead over Ty Gibbs. Then Logano, Byron, Kyle Busch, your top 5. Bowman, Priest, Larson, Haley, and Chastain, your top 10. Elliott is up 2 spots from starting 14th. He's up to 12th. Further back, Gragson and LaJoie going side by side. And 10 laps complete now this time by. We've stayed clean and green so far. I guess as clean as you can be on a quarter-mile short track. A gap is forming between Kyle Busch and Alex Bowman. That means Ryan Preece is going to be trying to get by that 48 sooner than later. You don't want to see any clean racetrack opening up on front of the car in front of you. That means that he is slowing you down. We'll try to see your leaders about, we'll say, about a quarter of a lap behind the rear of the field right now. So give it about 5 more laps, and then Hamlin's going to be starting to work lap traffic. That'll be a new factor. Truex has picked up another position. He is up to 14th. The next car for him to pass is Tyler Reddick. The biggest movers so far, Priest and Truex both up 5. Briscoe is up 4. Also, Keselowski, after finally making it into his first Coliseum race, I think he started 14th. He's dropped to 19th in the first 15 laps. And these laps are already flying by right now. Thanks to everybody watching. 15 laps complete, make it 16. Seven-tenths of the gap now, the distance from Hamlin to Gibbs. Hamlin lost the lead on the initial start, was able to take it back from Logano on lap 3, and has led every lap since then. Just looking for a window of opportunity. Still, no spinners yet. No spinners yet. Now, what I will say, in last year's race, didn't have a lot of cautions at first, but then once we got one, they just started coming. I think we had, like 10 cautions in the span of 8 laps of green flag. Blaney, after starting last, has only picked up 1 position, getting by Nemechek for 22nd. Oh boy, LaJoie and Gragson have been sliding at each other this whole race, and LaJoie really muscled up Gragson there off of turn number 2. That could be the spot of our first crash here, potentially. Oh, and now Gregson's getting freight trained on the outside, but now Briscoe's going to return the favor to LaJoie and shove him up the racetrack. This is the battle for 17th and on back, and as these guys continue to fight, Hamlin is getting closer and closer to having to deal with lap traffic. Oh boy. Briscoe is now pulling away from these guys fighting towards the back of the pack, and Gragson, after moving up to 16th, has gotten stuck on the outside, and he's about to get dropped all the way back to the rear of the field. Oh my gosh, Keselowski just locked it up for like 30 feet going into turn 3. Keselowski working the inside, and he is going to take away the 17th position from Corey LaJoie. And just like I said, Gragson did end up getting freight trained. He is all the way at the back of the field now. You just cannot end up in a vulnerable position on the outside. And if you do, you got to get back down to the inside as soon as you can. 25 laps complete now, and Larson's going to take 7th place back from Ryan Preece. So Ryan Preece fired off fast, but it looks like Larson now is picking up the spot where he started. Chastain trying to go around the outside of Casgralla. And, I mean, if this doesn't work, the only negative is that there's going to be somebody that potentially fills the hole behind you. And Hamlin has caught Noah Gragson, so lap traffic is now a factor. Just to keep this in mind, we're about 28 laps into the run. That's how long it took for the leaders to catch lap traffic. And Hamlin's going to get to the inside of Gragson fairly easily. Gragson doesn't look like he's trying to hold him up too much, and he's just going to let him go. And Gibbs is also going to fly on through that gap. Yeah, Gibbs impressive here so far today. Thanks everybody watching. Hey, we're up to almost 80 likes. Hit that subscribe button if you want to support the show. And yeah, Gragson just now he's getting freight trained by the leaders. So impressive that he made the show, but has not been able to keep up the pace now that he's in the show. They're going to cut to commercial break. 32 laps complete. If this isn't side by side, I mean, this better be a short commercial break. This race is flying by already. At this current pace, we're literally going to have this. If this commercial break is like 3 minutes, that's missing like 12 laps of this race, which is almost a tenth of the entire race in one commercial break. I've said it before. I said it again. They need to make this race longer. I know there could be a lot of cautions that can make it feel very long, but just because of how short the green flag laps are, I mean, it's basically like a short track feature. It's only going to be like 25 minutes of racing. And just gets elongated out by that halftime concert. So yeah, Denny Hamlin still out front by 0.4 of a second over Ty Gibbs, then 0.6 of a second back to Logano in third, then Byron, Busch, your top 5 still, then Bowman, Larson, Priest, Haley, Bubba Wallace, your top 10. Elliott, Reddick, Chastain, Truex, McDowell, your top 15. Then Briscoe, Keselowski, LaJoy, Gilliland, Stenhouse, your top 20. Then Blaney and Nemechek. Nemechek now the first car to go a lap down in 22nd. That makes him and Gragson both 1 lap down. 38 laps complete now. Is there much tire fall off? I can't really gauge too much because they're running in traffic. I would say there's probably about 0.2 of tire fall off at this point in the run. I don't think you can pit, unless you have like a flat tire or something like that. Looking for any change in position right now. Yeah, Chastain tried to make that move around the outside of Haley for 9th. Was not able to make it happen, then got stuck on the outside and dropped all the way back to 13th. So you got to feel real confident if you're going to try and make a pass on the outside because you're going to pay if you don't make it work. Hey, the minority of you guys voted in the poll that Denny Hamlin was going to win earlier tonight. But right now, Hamlin out front. He's led almost every lap so far. I took track position. Track position is key in this race every year. Maybe in the second half, people will be willing to rough each other up a little more. But we'll see what happens. 42 laps complete now. Still under commercial break. Now we're back. Excuse me. Now that commercial break, 10 laps of green flag action missed. I think actually, no, more than that. 13 laps of green flag action missed under that commercial break. And yes, they put Stenhouse a lap down. The next car for them to catch is Todd Gilliland, who's in the 20th position. After that, it's going to be Ryan Blaney. Also, Justin Haley's gone by Ryan Preece. That moves him up to 8th, so he's picked up 2 spots after starting 10th. Gibbs I think he's kind of just biding his time behind Hamlin right now. I think there's no advantage to leading this race at this point in time. Ahead of them, Blaney is starting to pick off a few cars after starting 23rd. Wasn't making a lot of progress at first, but he's got the line on LaJoy, so that'll move him up to 18th. Still a long way to go. Also, Gragson has literally just been stuck on the outside ever since getting lapped, and he's about to go 2 laps down to your leaders. Also, Ty Gibbs was able to get to the inside of Hamlin, and now Gregson's going to be on the outside as a pick. There's nowhere for Hamlin to go. He could go backwards a lot here if he can't get down. Oh, Gregson's going to give him the space, but even still, Logano's going to fill the hole. But now Gibbs the leader, 51 laps complete. And Ty Gibbs, no longer the rookie, now the sophomore, out front at the Coliseum. And Hamlin, I mean, he is fighting hard on this outside, doing better than most have done so far, but I don't think it's going to be enough. We'll see. Look, if Logano, he's got to fight for everything. He cannot let Hamlin get down low here. Like, you are probably not going to get this good of an opportunity to pass him again, but Hamlin able to hold on the outside. Now, that's impressive. That's impressive that Hamlin was able to get back down after getting shoved on the outside, almost getting completely passed by Logano, able to drive his way back forward on the outside line. And Gibbs has now put Gilliland a lap down. The next car for him to catch is Corey LaJoie. Then a fair amount of clean racetrack to get to Ryan Blaney. Also, Larson's gotten by Bowman. That moves him up into the 6th position. Truex has gotten by McDowell. That's for 13th. And Priest must have had an issue or gotten stuck on the outside because he dropped all the way from 9th down to 16th. Further back in the pack, I mean, they've kept it pretty clean so far. And Logano's gone back underneath Hamlin. But he's got a slow car in front of him. But now that slow car will move up in front of Hamlin. But he will be able to tuck in line behind Logano. Oh, I spoke too soon. Kyle Busch stuck the nose in there. Roughed up Hamlin. Sent him high. And actually behind that, Larson must have gotten by Byron at some point. And Larson's also going to get in on this pass. Your leader's getting all jumbled up now. Now it's Gibbs, Logano, Busch, Larson, and Byron will also pass Hamlin for 5th now. And like I said, you get stuck on the outside for just a moment, and that could be your whole race gone. Out front, though, Gibbs is simply checked out on the field. 2.5 seconds his advantage right now. He's the only one not looking forward to the halfway break. Also, Blaney's gone by Keselowski for 17th. That makes Keselowski the first car, the next car to go a lap down. And Priest has continued to fall back. Now he's back to 16th. I'm interested. I wonder if the 41 has a problem or something. Maybe he made too much contact with somebody. It looks like Hamlin able to find a spot in line behind Bowman, so he ends up going from 2nd. Or actually, no, he goes from 3rd to 7th there. And Gibbs is just flying away right now. 2.5 seconds up. I mean, that's a massive amount of time when you're talking about a 13-second lap. Right now, looking at guys moving forward. Not really seeing a lot happening right now after that most recent big swap of changing positions. And Gibbs has caught Brad Keselowski. And now this could hold up the 54 even just a little bit, but that's enough to bring Logano, even though he's 3 seconds back now almost. Spending 1 or 2 laps behind a lap car or a slow car can cost you an insurmountable amount of time. And the gap just after 1 lap being behind lap cars dropped from 2.8 to 2.5, so not that much amount of time after 1 lap. I mean, Gibbs does not really need to push the issue because the yellow flag is imminent anyways with the competition caution coming in about 5 laps now. Thanks to everybody watching. Appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe. Just clicked over 3,500 subscribers tonight. Ooh, Elliott and Reddick really going at it back here. Chastain also in the picture. Oh, and we got a yellow flag. 38 of Todd Gilliland is in the barriers. He was a lap down, I believe, so maybe he was trying to get down in line and cut off somebody's nose. We'll see if we can get a replay here. Oh my gosh, the rotors on that car are just about as red as that paint scheme, though. Maybe that's a factor. It looks like he actually hit the wall pretty dang hard, too. Oh, this is all on his own. So it looks like he overheated his brakes, and that's pretty much going to end his night. Now the brakes finally starting to lose some color, but I mean, they are hot red all the way around there. Well, I spoke too soon about that yellow flag. Now we're going to get a restart here with 5 laps to go in the stage, so this is a big opportunity to pick up a few spots or lose a few spots. With the choose cone, do you go low or do you go high and hope that you can hang on for the next 5 laps, knowing there's another yellow flag coming? Also, we're up to over 2,000 viewers on the afternoon, or on the evening now. Appreciate it. And checking the subscriber count, still up to 3,506. Thanks to everybody that subscribed today. We are, I think, over 30 subscribers gained this evening. I'm looking forward to a great 2024 season with everybody that's decided to join and support the channel. Thank you, Bon. Appreciate it. Yeah, the red flag, they just do that almost any time there's a caution here because it's so small to get safety equipment out there. Also, I think the red flag might just be shown as like a default, so that way they just know that or the fans know that they're not counting the laps. Because yellow flag, red flag laps, whatever, don't count at the Coliseum. Because if they did, I mean, I guess they just lengthen the distance of the race. But the thing it does allow, though, is, if you don't get 1 lap completed after the green flag, and you get another yellow, that lap doesn't count. So you can get like 5 yellows over the span of 2 green flag laps in theory, and we saw that happen last year. So things could get real climatic here before we get to the halfway break point, which is just 5 laps away. It's Gibbs, Logano, Busch, Larson, Byron, your top 5. So a slight jumbling up of position. Gibbs has moved up from starting 3rd to 1st. Logano is where he started in 2nd. Then Kyle Busch is, I believe, up from 5th to 3rd. Larson's up from 7th to 4th. Then Byron, I think, started 5th or right around that neighborhood. Behind him, Bowman started in 6th. Behind him, Hamlin, the pole sitter, has led the most laps so far, then got shuffled out by his teammate Ty Gibbs. Now he's dropped back to 7th. Haley's up from 10th to 8th. Bubba Wallace up from 11th to 9th. I believe Elliott's up from 14th to 10th, so he's picked up a decent amount of spots. Reddick in 11th, Chastain in 12th. I believe the biggest movers in the race are both Truex and Briscoe, both up 6 spots as of right now. The biggest losers, Keselowski down 5 spots. Preece is down, I believe, 5 spots, but he was running really strong at the start. I think he got shuffled out, though. Blaney has actually moved up 6 spots, but I mean, he started in last, so yes, he's moved forward. So he's up to 17th after starting in 23rd. Still not much to write home about, but he could pick up some positions here in the chaos that could happen before the halfway point. Got 85 people in here. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe. Appreciate every one of y'all. Welcome to Freeman Motorsports. Can't wait for the Daytona 500 in 2 weeks. Actually, 2 weeks in a day because this race got bumped to Saturday. I'm going to be bringing you all of the Speed Weeks action. ARCA, Xfinity, trucks, maybe the duels. I have an exam the next morning. We'll see. Probably qualifying. We just talk about it. I mean, I try to commentate to keep you in the loop as much as I can. I have the leaderboard. But yeah, showing the race live is illegal, and it would get me shut down. Anybody that does show the race live, it's just the YouTube system isn't really like catching up to them in the moment. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can find the race live somewhere though. You can probably try. And on the NASCAR website, there's some onboard cameras. So if you just go to NASCAR online, or if you have the NASCAR app, you can find more leaderboard data and some in-car cameras that keep you in the loop a little bit better. You're welcome, Steve. Thanks for popping in for a moment. 3,507 subscribers. Thank you, ladies and gents. Okay, okay. Here we go. So I think we're going to be getting restarted here soon. Choose cone's a factor. Obviously, the inside line's preferred. I think the outside on the front row can kind of hang. And the outside can hang in general if the inside stacks up really hard. But, like, you can't really count on that. But knowing there's a caution coming in 4 laps, do you try to pick up some spots on the outside and just pray that you can hold on and gain more positions on the outside than just hoping to, like, stay down low and pick up a few? Hey, Louise. Cheers from Brazil. Thanks for tuning in. Also, if you're wondering what channel it's on FS1. It was originally supposed to be on Big Fox, but because of the time change, on FS1 now. The NASCAR Mexico Series race after this will be on FS2. Hey, guys. And are we doing the choose cone this time? Bye. We'll see. Also, we're under caution for Todd Gillen. Brakes got too hot. Simply, went into turn 1, or turn 3, one of them, and just went straight or spun it into the wall. He's out of the race. That's the first DNF. We're down to 22 cars. Also, choose cone, and I totally missed what happened with the leaders. But it actually looks fairly evenly split. So I thought we'd see a little more leniency towards the bottom, but actually most people decide just go top or bottom, whichever one was the shortest line. Like a normal restart. It's going to be Ty Gibbs leading him to green. Joey Logano to his outside. Kyle Busch on the inside of row number 2. And to his outside, I believe, is Kyle Larson. I got to see what the broadcast here thing does. Yes, Larson decided to go to the inside, so Larson will be on the inside of row 3 instead of on the outside of row 2. Byron moved up to the outside of row 2, then Bowman went to the outside, then Hamlin's on the inside of row 3. And Haley is on the outside. Okay, here we go. Green flag in the air, 4 laps to get to the halfway point. Gibbs leads him to green. Green flag is out. Logano with a solid run on the outside. Once again, Logano took the lead on the initial start, but here we go. Kyle Busch coming down low. He's going to spoil the show. Logano able to get away, but Gibbs gets shoved up high. Kyle Busch inserts himself into second position. Ty Gibbs trying to get down low in front of Kyle Larson. Stop the bleeding, trying to get down to third. Not going to be enough. Larson will move back into third, or into fourth. Ty Gibbs up to third. Oh, boy, they are really slamming it back there. Bubba Wallace just threw it into the back of Denny Hamlin. That's going to move Bowman up the racetrack. Now Bubba to the inside of the 48. Hamlin trying to get some of the spots back that he lost after getting freight trained on the outside earlier on in the race. And here we go. One more lap around, and then we'll see the yellow flag for the halfway point. Logano out front by a fair amount over Kyle Busch, then Ty Gibbs, Kyle Larson, William Byron, the top 5. And there we go. We'll be seeing this yellow flag here pretty soon. Reddick also able to get ahead of Bowman now. Bowman's getting dropped back to 9th on this restart, so he's one of the big losers right now. Oh, and a caution. Jarno Nemechek spun it, but that will be, I think, the halfway point regardless. Yeah, Gibbs took off too late on that restart. That's what cost him, I think, because, Logano basically beat him to the line. And then Busch was able to just send it down the inside. This spin happens. Oh, this is LaJoie just with a whale of a dive bomb. Yeah, he gave Nemechek no chance of making that turn. But now Logano's back out front. Kyle Busch has kind of worked his way up to second now. And Gibbs has been dropped back to third. Larson slowly, kind of moving forward. Pretty neutral. He's in fourth. Thanks for everybody watching right now. Over 100 votes in the poll right now. You guys think it's going to be somebody besides Hamlin, Logano, or Busch that wins for the most part. But we'll end that poll. And now we're going to be at the halfway point in the show. This is the part of the show where Larry comes out and sings a silly song. Who out there understands that reference? Except this time, instead of Larry the Cucumber, it's Machine Gun Kelly. I got some water in here. Oh, it comes out one lap. They're going to have to do one more lap. No, I missed this. They're going to make him do one more lap. But aren't we at lap 76? Okay, I'm so confused. Whatever. Well, if it's just a one-lap shootout, I mean, I just want to be down low, where theoretically I can't get dive bombed, but that's what happened to Ty Gibbs last time down low, so we'll see. I think anything can happen right now. Man, I don't know if they'll be able to keep it green, though, for one lap here. We might have to re-rack them for another shot at just getting one more lap in. I think one of the most underrated funny parts of this race that they're showing on TV right now is just all the crew chiefs just sitting in like a normal seat in the audience, just sitting in like stadium seating with all their headset and their laptops and all that, just sitting there because there is no spotter stand. And here we go. Logano's going to go low. Busch will go high. Gibbs is going to go low. Larson's going to go low again. That kind of worked out for him last time. Byron's going to go high. Hamlin will go high. Bubba will go low. Reddick will go high. Bowman will go low. Truex goes high. Then they're just going to go low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. Like, okay. So now does Gibbs try to send it up the inside of Logano and kind of just repay the favor? Here we go. One more lap around, and then we'll get the green flag for a one-lap dash to the halfway point. Hey, thanks to everybody watching. Drop that like button and hit subscribe. Welcome into the first stream of the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season here on Freeman Motorsports. And here we go. Logano on the inside, Busch on the outside. Who's going to get the jump? I'd give it to Busch there a little bit. Now here we go down to turn one. Gibbs not close enough to send it in here, but Larson's going to go to the inside of Gibbs. Busch goes up the track. Can Larson go from fourth to second here? Down into turns 3 and 4. Larson down low, going to move ahead. Busch the big loser here. Across the line, Logano leads, but Larson moves all the way up to second. Still not the yellow flag yet. Gibbs is going to show Larson up the track, but the yellow should come out now, and yes, it does. So Larson able to hold on to that second spot. Larson actually goes from 5th to 2nd there. He's the big winner, making it 3 wide that time. Busch, the big loser, goes from 2nd back to 4th. And Logano stays out front. Or actually doesn't stay out front. He moves up. No, yeah, he stays out front. All that started jumbling of positions kind of got my mind backwards. Okay, oh, somebody else subscribed. Brian Corey, thank you for subscribing. Also, if you subscribed and you didn't see the dinosaur, it does it for some people, doesn't do it for others. Up to 3,509. Let's go. Okay, just trying to figure out like where I should sit. Make sure my head's not getting cut off on accident. Just notice that. Okay. Anyways. So that's the halfway point. We'll give you the full rundown of the positions though now. Logano, Larson, Gibbs, Byron, and Busch your top 5. So Byron able to sneak his way back into the top 5 there at the end. Hamlin, Bubba up to 7th. Bowman, Reddick, Chastain your top 10. And then further down the order, Truex, hey, he's moving forward. Truex is up to 11th after starting all the way down in 19th. He might be the big mover. Justin Haley in 12th. Elliott 13th. Preece, Blaney your top 15. He's up 8 positions as well after starting last. Then McDowell, Keselowski, LaJoy, Briscoe in 19th. And then the first car one lap down that should get the free pass, I think, is going to be Stenhouse here. So that puts 20 cars on the lead lap. Then Nemechek's 1 lap down. Gregson's 3 down. And then Todd Gilliland out of the race. The only car out of the race as of now. Okay. Oh, yeah. Stretch it out. I'm going to have to get a more comfortable chair if I'm streaming from this spot this whole season. Anybody know any good like gaming chairs? Hit my line. All right. Also, gotta check the score of the Atlanta Hawks game. Hawks and Warriors. How are we doing? ATL. Oh, halftime. It's tied up. 64-64. Is there anybody resting this game? Oh boy, DeJounte Murray having a terrible shooting game right now. Yikes. And the Hawks are having a bad game right now, but we still come back. Oh, we're tied right now. It's not even like we're having to come back. But anyways, Hawks need to win that game. Back to NASCAR. Okay, at this halfway point, I think the favorite has got to be Logano or Gibbs, just because they've shown the speed and willing to move around. Larson has been like top 5 in each of the clashes. When it comes to actually winning, I just don't think he really is going to rough somebody up enough to win. I also don't know if he has the pace to win. So I don't see Larson winning. Obviously, I'm a Larson fan, so I'd like to see it happen, but I just don't know if it will. It feels like Byron's won everything recently, so you can't count him out in 4th. Busch in 5th, he'd be willing to push his way back forward, as well as Denny Hamlin. But yeah, at this point, unless we see a lot of cautions, I don't see anybody coming from further back than 6th at this point to win. I think Bubba, Bowman, Reddick, Chastain, I think they're all too far back right now, unless we see a ton of mayhem in the second half of this one. I will be right back in just a moment. Was I just mic'd off for what I was just saying, guys? Did I just turn my... I muted myself. There we go. Thank you, Brandon. It's a classic moment right there. Classic moment. Yeah, so I just muted myself. That's great. I was like, wow, the viewership's just like gone down significantly. I muted myself. There we go. What I was going to say is if you want to support the channel and show some love, reach out on Instagram. Look out at Grove City College Racing. That's my Baja SAE group that I'm involved in, where essentially we build a Baja dirt car every year and compete against other schools. And we're one of the smaller schools that competes. We got about like 15 full-time members in our team, whereas other schools might have like 80 full-time members and like 80 times the budget, quite literally. And then also a NASCAR agency that I have an internship with, Premier Performance Group on Instagram. Feel free to reach out to them as well. And if you own like a business or something, or if you just want to promote a message and you want to sponsor a NASCAR in the Xfinity Series, Truck Series, or even Cup Series potentially, just DM me on Freeman Motorsports, and I could potentially, obviously, I mean, it's not like I'm going to get you a deal, but like I can get you in connection with the right people. Warren Entertainment, hello. Ryan Dyer. Ryan Reid, sending love. Appreciate the love, Ryan. Sending love back to you. Okay, is there not a halftime show? I thought the halftime show was still happening. Or is it happening right now? Okay, I got to check Twitter. Oh my, there is not going to be a halftime show, so they changed it. I thought they were originally planning on it, I'm pretty sure. Well, the halftime show changed, so they planned on they planned on having the halftime show earlier, but I guess something changed. I'm surprised as to why they chose that change, but oh well. Thanks to everybody watching. Dude, this halftime show, this is brutal. The fact that there's no halftime show, I thought there was a halftime show, so I thought there should be something to, like, possibly discuss. Anyways. Okay, so just to recap what's happened so far, if you're just tuning in, Denny Hamlin started on pole. Him and Logano kind of feuded over the lead in the opening few laps. Then Hamlin took off, led for, 40 laps or so. Ty Gibbs caught up to him, passed him, and then Hamlin ended up getting stuck on the outside, getting a freight train on the bottom, dropping back to 7th. Ty Gibbs led for a while until we got a caution for Todd Gilliland spinning. After his brakes got too hot, he's out of the race. That was at lap 70, so we just had a short sprint to the halfway point. I thought we made it to the halfway point. I spoke too soon. We had another spin wait, was that the Nemechek spin that I'm thinking of now? Yes, I think that was the Nemechek. Yes, that was the Nemechek spin that we had a caution for. So that was with 1 lap to go before the halfway point. So we still re-racked him, did one more lap, and there was a whole bunch of jumbling up positions. And then Ty Gibbs, Joey Logano swapped the lead like 3 times between those 2 restarts. And then Larson moved up into second position ahead of Gibbs, who kind of got shuffled back. Either way, Logano's out front now. It's Larson second, Gibbs in third, then Hamlin, who's another contender, still back in like 6th. Those 4 drivers are who I would like consider the most likely threats to win right now. Thanks to everyone watching. Believe it or not, we've had almost 3,000 people tune in throughout the night. So, also, almost up to 100 likes. I mean, this is, guys, even though we have like 3,500 subscribers, we don't get like 3,500 viewers on every stream. And honestly, towards the end of last year, it was pretty weak. So I'm honestly really happy with how this stream has gone. So thanks to everybody that's tuned in. This has actually been just a great experience. This stream actually could be better or have more views, potentially. Not probably than it actually, but potentially have one of the most streamed videos I've done in the last year. So thanks to everybody that's tuned in. Now, last season, my most viewed stream was 5,600, compared to in 2022, I think it was like 14,000. So I'm hoping that 2024 year is like the comeback season. Yeah, right now, this stream, if we were just looking at like the last 365 days, so kind of like last season plus today, this stream would be our fourth biggest stream since then, and still with another half of the race to go, could move up past the Daytona 500, or which was the stream ahead of it in the rankings. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling right now. I just want us to get back racing, which it looks like the drivers are thinking the same thing, because they just showed an in-car camera, and I don't know who that was, but they were just sawing at the wheel sitting there. Okay, and now the cars are pulling back out onto the racetrack. ABQ, man, thanks for doing this. Listening to you. It's my son Joey's 31st birthday. We're big Earnhardt fans, so nowadays we just pulled for the vocal boys like Kyle Larson from the local boys. Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, you got the Junior Motorsports product of Josh Berry, and you got Noah Gragson, so that could be something to cheer for if you're maybe an Earnhardt fan. Yeah, no, Larson, I mean, dude, there's nobody local. I guess Stuart Friesen in the Truck Series, he's local to me. So he's somebody I kind of cheer for in the Truck Series. But in terms of the Cup level, there's, yeah, nothing from up here in New York. I'm interested to see, though, if Larson decides to go on the outside for this restart or stay down low. Because he's been staying low, and it's been working out well for him, even though he's been giving up a better starting spot on the initial grid. Also, rain, and they're discussing it now. I'd mentioned there's supposed to be rain for at about 6 p.m. local time. That's in about 10 minutes. But now they're showing the radar now. We'll see if it gets closer. Oh, wait. I thought we had a rain tire here. Wait, are you serious? Okay, well, I guess we aren't going to be using the rain tire. Okay, the rain, it looks like now it's not coming till 7. So I think the rain is probably not going to be a factor. At least 7 o'clock local time is what I'm referring to. I think the rain will be not a factor here. Even lucky to have a good race cars come through 99 Speedway from Kevin Harvick to Kyle Larson, Sorvin Irvin back in the day. Yeah, in terms of local drivers, yeah, like I said, Stuart Friesen, I mean, he grew up, I think his like uncle or somebody owned the local racetrack, the local dirt racetrack, so he obviously started racing there. Yeah, so that's cool to see in terms of local talent for me. Outside of that, now that I'm down in Pennsylvania for school, not really any NASCAR talent near me that's come here, but still a lot of races, a lot of sprint car action. So cool to see a lot of big names. Like I went to a high limit race that was only about 30 minutes away from where I'm at in the fall, and I'll definitely be going to more of those in the future. So the amount of stars you can see compared to, like, you get to see basically old NASCAR stars for like half the cost of a NASCAR ticket and like up close, not just like from a grandstand like 100 feet away, and then like they're literally walking around the garage area, and you can get a garage pass for like $60. You can't even get garage access in like NASCAR. Like, I'm talking about garage access where you can like walk right up to the hauler. Here we go. Okay, so I think we're going to be going green here this time. Yes, we will be. Logano on the inside, Gibbs on the outside, and Larson went low again. We'll see if it works out for him. Logano's going to rough up Gibbs, and Larson's going to go down low. Can he get to the corner panel of the 22? No, he can't. Logano had a good drive off. Oh, but they were really pushing each other there. And Larson's going to shoot the 22 up the track. Larson looking for the lead. He's going to lead that lap at the line. But Logano's going to drive in deep on the outside. Can Larson clear down the back straightaway? The 5 car looking to get out front at the Coliseum. They're 2x2, 4 rows deep, and Bubba Wallace is spun, and Elliott's in the wall and slow. And I think Logano got the lead back. Oh, Logano got the lead back. Oh, boy, these guys are really scraping it up back in the pack. Chastain, McDowell, 3 or 4 guys involved in this. I don't know if we got a good replay yet here. But, yeah, we'll see what happens on the replay. But Logano, Larson, Gibbs still the top 3 after all that. I think Larson should go back to starting second on the inside. The outside line just gets shoved wide by the leader. But so Bubba got spun by, I think, the Bowman getting into the 45 who got into the 23. So Bubba just kind of the innocent bystander in that. He gets spun, and then Chastain, LaJoie, McDowell all got pinned behind him and lost all their track position. So that's a tough break for those 4 guys. Yeah, at the front of the field, it's going to be Logano, and then Larson, then Gibbs when they come to the choose cone. Yeah, I think it's smart by Larson to go to the inside of row 2, or whoever it is, just go to the inside of row 2 rather than starting on the outside of row 1, because the leader has been shoving the guy on the outside of row 1 wide every time, and then that opens the door down low for the guy in the first on row 2 to swerve ahead. Also, Elliott with problems. He's pulled down into the pit area. They got the hood up on that machine. Oh. It looks like Elliott, I mean, my guess is he's going to be done here. He was off the pace before the yellow flag came out. Now he's brought it down pit lane. It sounds like he hit the inside wall on the restart. Or the outside wall. Or, I don't even know. Anyways, well, Elliott, they were looking at a replay, but not a helpful replay. So Logano, Larson, Gibbs, Busch, Hamlin, your top 5. Then Byron, Reddick, Bowman, Truex, Preece, your top 10. Hey, Truex from 19th to 9th. He's more than halfway there. We're just at the halfway point in this race pretty much. He could still get to the front, I guess. I said at the halfway point the leader was going to come from the top 6 positions. We'll see if that holds true. I'll be right back. I'm still going to be right here. I just got to close this window. It's freezing in here. Okay, so now 78 laps complete, 72 to go. And yes, Logano on the inside, Gibbs on the outside, Larson goes to the inside of row 2 again, and Busch is going to follow him down there instead of starting on the outside of row 2. He'll start on the inside of row 3. Then it's Hamlin and Byron on the outside of rows 2 and 3 respectively. Here we go. Does Larson once again kind of have that door open up down low? We've seen the leader continuously push the guy on the outside of row 1 wide, and that opens the door for 3rd place for a 3-wide battle down the back straightaway. Here we go. Into the restart zone. Once again, green flag back in the air. Gibbs is going to spin the tires a little bit. Wow, Reddick comes from a mile back, and he's going to get into the back of Larson. Holy crap. Yeah, people, that was a crazy move from Reddick up the inside. And we got one in the wall, Chastain. And we're going to see the caution flag once again. We'll see how this all works out. Or like who hit who in this one. All right, yeah, Chastain just got plowed from behind. So yeah, it's from Chastain's POV. Well, this is his front cam, so I don't think this is going to show us much. Oh, I think Chastain accidentally backed into LaJoie after trying to get out on the spin. Okay, I think that's just being on the outside of 3 wide, not realizing it. I think he actually kind of turned in a little bit, but I mean, this is just typical. McDowell and Stenhouse getting chippy here under the caution flag. Tyler Reddick is going to go to the rear. Well, that move was too good to be true. It was. I think it was, the risk was worth the reward. I think that was his best shot at moving forward, and I think you might see somebody try a similar move to that, just trying to, they just are going to wait longer to get out of line. But so we'll have to see a replay. I want to see if this is justified here. As he changed lanes before the start line. Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, Reddick pulled down a line. He was basically at the quarter panel of the 8, but like to the inside of it when they got to the line, just a little too advantageous. I think if you time that up a little better, even then, I don't know. I think if you don't turn to the start line, you're gonna get to the inside, but you're gonna just end up dumping the dude. Is what you're gonna do. It was a good move though. If somebody can work out a way to do it without getting a black flag, we'll see what happens. Dang, Stenhouse sounds like it. So Stenhouse has been very mad already in this one. So him and McDowell are getting together under that last caution because them getting together is what kind of caused that. They got into Chastain and spun him. But it was already on the last caution, or at the halfway point. Stenhouse got out of his car and went over and was talking to Nemechek and pointing his finger at him, which most of the drivers just stayed in their car the entire break. Also, I'm not sure where Larson is. If he's in second, I thought he was in like 3rd or 4th at the time of the caution. Okay, so it's gonna be Logano. I can't even trust the leaderboard anymore. I don't know. Either way, I don't think there's no safe position on these restarts. Anybody can drive over anybody. And yeah, so much for a fast race I saw in the chat. That first half flew by, and I think we're already, at the same time almost of the first entire half it took to complete 3 laps so far in the second half. Thanks everybody watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Oh no, the watermelon, man. Hope he's all right. Yep. Here, maybe the NASCAR website's more accurate. Yeah, no, okay, yeah. So it's Gibbs in the lead, and Gibbs is going to go low. Logano will go high. Hamlin will go low, and Larson's going to go low again. And then Byron will go high, then Busch will go high, then Truex will go low, and then Priest will go high. Yeah, Larson's just the low guy. That's why I said I don't think he's going to win, because he's going low because it's the passive-aggressive move. And this, you can't just be passive aggressive. You have to be willing to just completely flat out dump somebody, which I don't see Larson doing that in this. All right. So we're going to be going green here with still 72 laps to go. We have not been able to get a green flag in between these last 2 cautions. And Ty Gibbs on the inside. Logano's been great on the outside on these restarts, but Gibbs has been roughed up by Logano a few times. I think Gibbs is going to return the favor here. Green flag back in the air, 72 laps to go. Gibbs with a much better restart compared to the last 2 restarts. And Hamlin's going to stuff it right in the door of the 22, not allow him to turn down the track, but that's going to get the 11 sideways. Larson thought about maybe going underneath there. Oh, and Hamlin's going to go up the track. Larson will slide through underneath. A lot of lockups in the back, and Hamlin, after working his way back up to third, is now slotted back into fifth and essentially just brake checks the 41. Man, and look at that Truex. Truex is all the way up to fourth. Oh, my goodness. He's just being slow and steady and methodical right now. Oh, my goodness. If Truex win this, this is actually impressive. Also, Chase Elliott is off the track, so he's done for the night after getting into the wall or something at some point. Oh, Larson's going to give a bit of a tap there to Logano, get him sideways on a turn 4. And now he'll be up the inside in turns 1 and 2, get into the door of the 22 a little bit maybe. Trying to pull off this pass, can't quite get enough of a run to get it done there. At the front, though, Gibbs driving away from the field. Once again, his lead already up to 2 seconds. And Logano is just backing up the field right now. Gibbs has ran away and hid. For the back, Priest going to the inside of Hamlin. This is for 6th place on the racetrack. Priest has actually done a great job at coming back himself. He was up to 7th earlier, and then at some point he got shuffled back to 16th, and now he's trying to get 6th position. And Priest, oh, he just can't get this pass done yet. He's struggling to get the power down out in the corner. Byron all over the bumper of Priest on the inside. Hamlin, and this would not be the first time Hamlin's held off a charge from the inside. And it looks like he's going to do it once again. Very impressive there from the 11. And Logano is still holding up Larson in this whole field. Gibbs now up to almost a 3-second lead. Looking at Gibbs in comparison to the rear of the field, he'll be catching, I believe, maybe Tyler Reddick. No, not Reddick. Well, he'll be catching, Noah Gragson here in a little bit. But Gragson will let him go. His real lap traffic will be when he catches LaJoie, Nemechek, and McDowell. That's still probably about 10 laps off. That's another thing. We saw a lot of lockups on that last restart. That could really affect you 50 laps from now. You're going to want to have tires if we get some late race restarts. Yeah, Gibbs is about half a straightaway back from catching up to lap traffic now. Also, Blaney, we mentioned Truex has moved up from 19th to 4th. Blaney's moved up from 23rd to 9th. So both drivers doing a good job at just working their way through the field, not getting involved in somebody else's mess. The thing is even though Gibbs has a really big lead right now, as soon as he catches the lappers, that lead's going to be gone in like 5 laps. It's so hard to pass, and you get so bogged down. That 4-second gap will just be evaporated. Okay, Kyle Busch looking to the inside of Truex in turns 1 and 2. Oh, that was close. It's going to open the door for Hamlin to look to the inside of Busch. Just not enough to really power by. Another commercial. Oh my gosh. We'll see how many laps this one takes off. Oh, it's side by side. Side by side. Thank goodness. Okay. Logano's actually pulled away from Larson a little bit now. The gap between them is about 0.7 of a second. Still 21 cars in this race, 20 on the lead lap. 99 circuits complete. How many people in the stands do you think? Pretty hard to approximate. Like I said earlier, probably like 10,000. Maybe a little more. I don't really know the true capacity of the stadium. I think it's like 50, 60,000. The turns are completely empty. The straightaway, the front stretch, I'd say is maybe 20% full. I mean, there's definitely some people there, but I mean, it looks pretty barren on camera. This is on FS1, if you're wondering what channel it's on. Oh, somebody's up the racetrack somewhere. I don't know who that was. It looked like an orange car. I thought it was Truex. I think it is Truex. Hamlin's out. Yeah, Busch got by Truex, and now Hamlin's going by. So that'll drop Truex from 4th to 6th. But he'll find a spot in line behind Hamlin. Gibbs still holding on to about a 2.5-second lead over Logano. Then a 4-second gap almost to Larson in 3rd, who's now starting to get hounded by Busch. And with this said, though, Ty Gibbs has caught and lapped Noah Gragson again. Then the next car he'll catch is Corey LaJoie, but once there's about a 2-second gap up to the next car, which is John Nemechek. After that, though, it'll be pretty heavy on traffic, or heavy traffic there on out. And Kyle Busch is going to get by Larson. Can Larson tuck down in front of Hamlin? Yes, he will. That'll move Busch up into 3rd. Outdoor Matt, what's up? Thanks, everybody watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Up to 3,510 subscribers. I appreciate it. Almost 100 likes on this one. And I think that's one more, actually. Thank you, Outdoor Matt. Just saw that. And looking at the track, yeah, Gibbs is now caught. Oh, he has not lapped Gragson yet. And he's caught up to him. And he has lapped LaJoie. Okay. And Ty is flying. 40 laps to go now. It's going to take something for Gibbs to get passed by Logano. Also, Larson's gone past by Hamlin and Truex now. He's back to 6th. Like I said, he's okay at this track, but I just don't think the flat tracks are his style. He's solid, but not amazing, really, ever. And Blaney looking to get by Larson, though, now next. That's the next car for him to pass. He'll have moved from 23rd to 6th if he gets that done, so that's pretty impressive. But the rotors are starting to get really red on some of these race cars, and we saw Gillen spin because his brakes got too hot late in the run of the first half of the race. We'll see if that happens here in the second half. And Blaney's going to get by Larson. He's up to 6th. Larson back to 7th. Behind him is Byron, then Briscoe and Wallace rounds out the top 10. Okay, Logano starting to reel in Gibbs a little bit. The gap's down to 2 seconds. 36 laps to go right now. $35 to go. Oh, boy. Okay, yeah, Gibbs is now officially caught up to the rear of the field. He's got Nemechek right in front of him. And, I mean, he's got heavy traffic ahead. These guys are all fighting. They're all mad. They're all annoyed that they had to drive all the way across the United States, compete in a race that there's like 5,000 people in the fans, and they just want to go home. $33 laps to go. And Gibbs is going to get by Nemechek. That's one lap car done. But ahead of him, oh, man, they are really beating on each other. Reddick's going to go to the outside. Now, McDowell should be able to get to the inside of Reddick unless he makes this pass actually work. But now that Gibbs is caught up in this fight, the gap is 1.5 seconds now back to Logano. There's 2 lapped cars between Gibbs and Logano on the racetrack, so that's a bit of a cushion. Still, there's really nobody else chasing him down yet. Hamlin's still 3.5 seconds off the lead. Busch is 5 seconds off the lead. I mean, Gibbs is flying right now. And Gibbs is just going to shunt McDowell out the way in turns 1 and 2. It is go time. The next car for Gibbs to pass will be Tyler Reddick. I wonder if he's going to cut him a break here, as they are Toyota affiliates. And yeah, Reddick's going to, looks like, let him go. And now McDowell's going to get to the inside of the 45. The gap now 1 second, but a lot of lap traffic between Gibbs and Logano. Wallace is gotten by Byron. That's for 9th. Haley's gotten by Priest. That's for 12th. Logano stuck behind 2 lapped cars battling right now. McDowell and Reddick going at it. And that is just allowing Gibbs to pull away once again. Biggest mover since the last restart, though. Bubba up 7 spots. Briscoe at 5. Blaney at 5. And then Busch and Reddick each up 2 apiece. And now Bubba's gotten by Briscoe. So give him 8 spots. Okay, now Gibbs has gotten Stenhouse lap down, and there's a bit of clean racetrack, though. That's the only thing going for him. The next car for him to catch is Ross Chastain. Logano trying to find a way around Stenhouse, because then after that, there will be no cars between him and Ty Gibbs. Thanks to everybody watching. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Only 20 laps to go. Let me know who you think is going to win, Gibbs or Logano at this point in the show. Are we going to see another caution flag? Up to 3,511 subscribers. I appreciate it. 20 to go now. Gibbs is going to get into the back of Chastain. Let him know he's there. Further back behind him, Logano's finally gotten by Stenhouse. So now there's no cars between the leader and second place. Right now, Chastain not just getting out the way. Oh, but also right ahead of Chastain, Priest, who's faded on the last run, is fading again here. Now he's on the outside. So that'll be one car that he's going to be able to pass pretty easily. So Priest will go a lap down now. And Gibbs is finally going to shove Chastain out of the way enough. We'll see if Chastain repays the favor as a lap car. I think he gave him a little bit of a contact there. Now, can Logano get around these 2 lappers quickly? He's going to get around Priest here pretty easily. 16 to go. The gap back up to about a second. Now we'll see. What can Gibbs do? Down to only 12 cars on the lead lap just about. Or wait, hold on. I think it's a little more than that. 13 cars left on the lead lap. The next of which is Keselowski, then Haley. Oh, and Haley's got a problem. Haley's going to have to pull off the racetrack here. We'll see if he can get down there. We'll see if we might get a yellow flag here if he can't get out the way. And Haley will be able to get to the pits. And Haley's off the track, so no yellow flag for that. Now the next car for your leader to catch is Keselowski and then Bowman. But Keselowski is, I don't know, if Keselowski holds up Gibbs, which he might, that's pretty much going to be the only chance Logano has, because there's a pretty big gap of clean track after Keselowski. The gap under a second. We got a spin. And it's McDowell. 2 FRM cars around. Now I wonder if that left rear is pretty backed in. So now we're gonna see a whole nother round of restarts here, fellas. 34 spins. Whew. Oh. So that's Chastain into the 34. He's not happy. Oh, never mind. No, McDowell just ran over the one and then ended up wrecking himself. I take back everything I just said. Yeah, McDowell just destroyed his car trying to get back at the one. Yikes. Oh, never mind. I can't really quite tell. I actually think this was more of a racing incident than I originally thought. So the one gets up into the wall, and the 34 is just going up because you're kind of trusting the guy on your outside to, kind of stop going up when there's the wall. But the one got into the wall and then kind of bounced off the wall and hit the 34, and I don't know. But they're both probably pissed at each other. But the 34's left rear is caved in, man. But I don't think he has a broken toe, that's probably the most damage I've seen on a next-gen car without a broken toe link. So... Hold on 1 second. Okay. Hey, we're only 1 like away from 100 likes. Thanks to everybody who's been watching. Also, when it comes to the sub count, we're still 3,511. I appreciate it, though. We're almost up 40 subscribers today. Great way to start the season. Up to over 3,000 views on the day, or 3,000 viewers on the day. Appreciate it. Okay, so this next restart, I don't even know. I can't give you any advice on who I think's going to do well and who's not going to do well. I would say my best estimation, I think Gibbs is the fastest, but he's going to get run over. These guys don't want to lose to Ty Gibbs, I'll tell you that. They do not want to lose to this young guy. They don't want him to come in here and start off his season with a cocky win here. So, also the free pass, though, will be Ross Chastain. Actually, I don't know if it will because he was, I think, involved in the incident. We'll see if he's counted as a car involved. I can look here. Yeah, he was involved in the incident, so he won't be given the free pass. So it's just 12 cars on the lead lap, and those are Gibbs, Logano, Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, Byron, Briscoe, Truex, your top 10. Then Bowman and Keselowski is the last car on the lead lap. I'd probably go with... I think Hamlin's back to third. I think Hamlin has a great shot. He's going to be wanting to get back out front after being so fast early on. He wants to finish the deal here. For sure. Okay, 85 people here right now. Appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe. We got 10 laps to go when we get the green flag. Gibbs? Oh, okay. We're going to go to the choose cone next time. Bye. Gibbs is going to go low, obviously. But Logano, I don't know if I'd go low or high. I think either one works. I think you got to go low. Actually, I take it back. No, you got to go low. And then Hamlin, I would go high. Busch, I would go low. I'd be willing to give up 2 spots to go low. If I'm giving up more than 2 spots to go low, I'm going high. That's my methodology. Also, maybe it depends on who I would be behind / be ahead. Logano goes high, then Hamlin goes low, Busch goes low, Blaney goes high, Bubba goes high, and then we're back to just every other. I am surprised by that. I would have chosen to start on the inside, but I guess Blaney will be behind you, so you're probably not going to get plowed from behind if you're Logano by your teammate, but it's not really behind. It's going to be on the inside. And I think Hamlin is going to be pushing here on this start. Okay, here we go. Are we going to see another yellow flag? Let me know in the chat. My guess is yes. That's probably the announcer's curse. Here we go. Down the back straightaway. I'm calling it like this. Gibbs is going to keep it clean here on the first turn, and then in turn 2, I think he's going to get run over from behind by Hamlin, getting pushed by Busch or somebody. Here we go. Green flag is out. Gibbs with a good jump. Busch with a poor jump back there in row 3. Oh, Gibbs is going to run the 22 high. Hamlin's going to have a run up the inside, and Logano's dropping back on the outside, and it is all a loss for the 22, but Hamlin's got the inside, and Hamlin's to the lead. There you go. Oh, boy. Oh, he's going to lock it up, though, into turn 1 a bit. Now, here comes Busch to the inside of the 54. Not enough to get to the inside that time. We're still green, though. We're still green so far. Hamlin locks up again. Okay. It's not over yet. We are probably going to see another yellow flag. But if we stay green right now, Hamlin's definitely got the upper hand. Now, Blaney looking to the inside of Busch for a second. That's for the 3rd position. Logano, I think, shoving Larson up the track for 5th. Oh, Gibbs locks it up big time, getting into the back of the 11. Almost had an option to get to the inside. Could not get the power down, probably because of how much he locked it up on the entrance to turn 1 and 2. Keep in mind, though, you don't want to lock it up too much. You don't want to burn all the tire you have left. We still have 6 laps to go. I don't know. Hamlin's also locking up. They're both locking up. Oh, my goodness. Hamlin's really opening the door here. He is going really wide on exit. He is just asking for somebody to run him over here. And the top 4 are running nose to tail. Hamlin keeps locking it up, and he's going to open the door for Gibbs down the front straightaway. Gibbs got out of the throttle there just a bit. He's going to go high in 1 and 2 and try and maybe cut down. Oh, no. Busch is into the 54. That's exactly what Hamlin wants to see. Oh, the 8 might spin himself. They're 3 wide for second. Hamlin's driving away. Kyle Busch slots into 2nd place. Now Blaney in 3rd. 3 to go. Gibbs is getting dropped on the outside. It's over. It's over unless we see a yellow flag here. How about Blaney from 23rd to 3rd? An admirable run. 2 laps to go. Are we going to see a yellow flag at this point? I don't think it's going to be enough. Hamlin is going to lock it up in 3 and 4 one more time just for good measure. The white flag is out, but we got to spin. Ty Gibbs is around. I spoke too soon. Oh, it looks like he got some damage on the right front. Somebody hit him after he spun. Ty Gibbs is, and also that's the thing. White flag was out, but we have to finish under green here. So we are going to have another race start, ladies and gentlemen. We are far from over. This is far from over. Okay, I don't know if that was a Gibbs self-spin. We'll see. Did Larson get into him here? Is this into 3 and 4? I'm okay. This is it. I think it's Bubba that gets into Larson that gets into. Oh, and then Byron is the one that catches the front of the 54 and gives him more damage than the spin itself. But it looks like I think Bubba gets in the back of Larson that gets in the back of Gibbs and that spins him. But Gibbs just opened the door a bit for Busch there, and Busch just immediately pounced and flew by. I mean, at that point, his chances to win are over. But now it's Hamlin versus Busch, Blaney, and Logano. Oh, man. Can the defending champ come from last to first in this race? That would be really impressive. I mean, Hamlin's going to go low. And then after that, Hamlin goes low. Busch, I would restart on the inside. I'd restart on the inside of row 2. Like, that's got to be the strat. Because the leader just keeps going wide in turn 1. Hamlin, that is another thing. Hamlin's been locking up like crazy. Wow, what? The top, 5 all went inside, I think. Ryan, unless there's something messed... Oh, no, that's the free pass. I take it back. Free pass. That's who's going around the outside. Ryan Preece is the free pass, so that puts 13 cars on the lap. Yeah, 1 lap overtime. Hey guys, should we do a weekly podcast? I know there's the NASCAR weekly podcast, but just do I have another bud that I've been thinking about doing something with. Should I do a weekly podcast, guys? And if I did a podcast, should I do it live or should I record the episode and just release it? Let me know, guys. Weekly NASCAR podcast. Yeah, this is going to be crazy here to the finish. They put 2 to go on the broadcast. But I think it's 2 to go, but when they cross the line, it'll be 1 to go. You hear what I'm saying? Like when they get that green flag, it's going to be 1 to go. Chusco next time by, I think. Yeah. And then, okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be 1 lap to go. The caution flag definitely came out after they crossed the line. Dang. Yeah, it's going to be Hamlin going wide. I mean, who's just going to hope to go to the outside and think it works? I don't know. Like if I'm Busch, I don't go for it. If I'm Blaney, I hope that Busch and Hamlin take each other out. But no, Blaney will go high. Busch and Hamlin go low. Then Logano goes low. Larson is the second car to go high from all the way back in 8th or 5th or something. I don't know. The run order's all jumbled up, but he's going to pick up like 2 spots going to the outside there. We'll see if that works out for him. So my prediction, Hamlin is going to lock up like crazy into turn 1, and Busch is just going to drive underneath and cut away. But I think Hamlin could tuck the line behind Busch and just dump him into 3 and 4. I think this is maybe, I don't know if I'd say this, I think this has been a solid race. I think it's been a good Busch clash. Okay. Next time around, it's going to be 1 lap to go, and that'll be it from the NASCAR Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum here in 2024. Here we go. Hamlin on the inside, Blaney on the outside, Busch on the inside of row 2, Larson on the outside. Here we go, green flag back in the air. Hamlin gets a great jump. Blaney spins the tires. Hamlin's not even going to have to go wide. Busch is still going to send it in the inside. Is he going to dive bomb Hamlin? Here we go. I think he's too far back. Hamlin locks it up a ton, but it's not going to be enough unless there's a yellow. Oh, no, it is 2 to go. Okay, 1 lap to go. Hamlin locks up again. He's going to smoke that tire straight off. And he is locked that tire up in so much, but Hamlin will lead him off before there's a spin, but that's going to be it. That's the checkered flag. I think that's Preece around. Oh, my goodness. I don't know how that left front tire is even hanging in there. I mean, he just locked that up the last, 10 laps. I'd say that was a solid clash. Okay, I think it was Chastain or I don't know, one of the light blue cars spun again. And Hamlin was fast at first, got kind of shoved back, and I thought he was going to he has what it takes to win. He's not afraid to shove people around. He's not afraid to do stupid stuff. And I don't know how that tire hung in there. I think he's locked it up the last 10 laps in a row. But it did. And he won. Busch in second, but it's not worth anything. Blaney an impressive 20th to 3rd. Logano 4th, Larson 5th, Bowman 6th, Briscoe also fairly impressive. I think he started around 20th to 7th. Keselowski 16th to 8th or 14th to 8th. Truex 19th to 9th. Whew. Thanks to everybody watching. Let me know in the chat. What'd you think? What'd you think? Give me your on a 10. Also, I'll see you guys for Daytona. I'll see you for all the Speed Weeks action. And Hamlin's burning it down big time for the crowd that is there. Also, I'll put up one more poll. Should I do a podcast? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We got what? I'm going to check the subscriber count one more time. We got 3,511. We went up. Doing some quick math. 35 subscribers tonight, I believe. Thank you to everybody that subscribed. I appreciate it. As well as everybody that just tuned in. Over 3,000 viewers throughout this race tonight. There's still the NASCAR Mexico Series race coming on in about an hour. I'm not going to be streaming that. I got to go to bed because I got to do homework tomorrow. But thank you to everybody that watched. And Hamlin, I don't know. He's got the Netflix show going for him. He starts the season off with a win at the Clash. I don't know. Could this be his year? Could this be his year? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Showing he's still got it. I think my drive of the night, gonna be, dang. I'm going to say Hamlin. You could say Blaney 23rd to 3rd. It's impressive, and I don't think it's impressive, but he really just avoided a lot of the wrecks along the way, which in my opinion, in a race like the Clash, is kind of just luck. It's impressive, but I think Hamlin, especially after really, I don't think, kind of putting himself in a situation where he dropped back to 7th, kind of much of his own doing, making some over-aggressive moves. And then making the over-aggressive moves at the right time to come out on top. Fairly impressive win, but we'll have to see how it translates to the season. The season doesn't start for 2 more weeks. Nobody cares about the Clash. The Clash isn't worth anything. But so far, the previous 2 winners of the Clash had really good seasons. Logano won in 2022, went on to win the championship and have an all-around solid year. Truex won the Clash last year and won the regular season championship. One of the most dominant drivers over the course of the whole season. Is Hamlin going to do the same this year? Also, the maiden start for the new Toyota Camry body is a win. Okay, guys. Thanks to everybody who watched tonight. I think I'm going to turn it off here, or in just a moment. I got to go to bed. But thanks to everyone that watched. This was a blast to stream. It's good to be back. I'll see you at Daytona. Looking at that chat, a lot of y'all guys say we should do podcasts. I'll keep you posted on if that really comes into fruition or not. I got to find the time. I just saw Kyle Busch's paint scheme. I did not see what was on the hood. That is something all right. Hey, subscribe before you head out. That's all I got to say. Go Bills. Go Larson. And I'm out. See y'all in the next one. Also, if you have FS2, watch that NASCAR Mexico Series race. Support smaller racing series. Go to your local short track. Hell yeah, brother. I'm out. See ya.